What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories.
3 centigrams. 46. Sage body. Madara's worries 2/10. Uchiha Fugaku. A strong man of Tsunade's level shouldn't be able to control him for long. After all, it's just a pair of 3 Magatama, and his eye power is limited. Close black lens bracket. Third cage. This is simple. Wouldn't it be better to wait for Tsunade to break free from control and then threaten Shizune's life? Close black lens bracket. Ghost Lantern Yu. What if they hold on to the determination that they would rather live in pieces than live in ruins? Close black lens bracket. Uchiha Izuna. Then control Shizune so that they can't break together. It's not easy for 3 Magatama to control Tsunade for a long time. Isn't it easy to control a small Shizune? With this restraint, Tsunade still has to obey. Close black lens bracket. Jinzhou. What a genius idea. Close black lens bracket. Senju Hashirama. You bastards. Close black lens bracket. First generation felt like it was almost suffocating. It was so humiliating for so many people to watch their granddaughter being used as a horse and making suggestions. Senju Hashirama. Boy Bai Yu, there are many ways to get on the road, can you choose another one? Let my gang go. Close black lens bracket. Bai Yu. This is a bit difficult to handle. After all, my physique is very poor. Even if I use super light heavy rock, it will definitely not be as efficient as Tsunade's rush. I don't have the sage body like you, Shodai. Close black lens bracket. Senju Hashirama. I can give it to you. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Senju Tobirama. Big brother. Close black lens bracket. Second generation was furious subconsciously. Sage body, can you give it away casually? Senju Hashirama. Hey, it doesn't matter. Now Bai Yu, more sage body is not much, less sage body is not much, since he wants it, I will give it to him. Close black lens bracket.
According to first generation, Bai Yu is now invincible.
He is invincible with or without sage body, what can he do if given to him? At least his granddaughter Tsunade could be spared some insults, even if Tsunade was at fault first. Tip. Group member Senju Hashirama, rewards the group leader, sage body. Close black lens bracket. This feeling, in an instant, Bai Yu could clearly feel that he was reborn.
A true transformation. The so-called sage body is the physical body of Sage of 6 Paths. To be more specific, it is the vitality and body energy of Sage of 6 Paths. Bai Yu. Thank you Shodai. Close black lens bracket. While replying the message, Bai Yu released control of Tsunade. What was coming was a punch, snapped, fists and palms facing each other. Bai Yu's body showed no signs of leaning backward. It was just that simple, receiving Tsunade's angry punch covered in strange power. Okay, no need to fight anymore, someone has already paid for your stupidity. Bai Yu said lightly. If he didn't get first generation sage body, he wouldn't dare to take Tsunade's punch head on. Asshole, what did you do to me? Tsunade glared. She completely ignored what Bai Yu said about, someone paid for her, because it was too abrupt and she couldn't understand it. I didn't do anything. I just sat on you for a while. To be precise, I rode you for a while.
Tsunade almost bit the silver tooth into pieces. He wanted to fight Bai Yu again, but the gap between the two could be seen in the previous fight. Regardless of the amount of chakra or physical fitness, I have no chance of winning. Didn't you go back to Konoha with Kakashi? Also, how can you be so strong? Are you really Bai Yu? Who are you? Tsunade looked at him suspiciously. A 12-year-old child, no matter how talented he is, cannot be so powerful. What's more, according to the information Tsunade has, Bai Yu should be a mediocre person.
Well, you and your little followers are all 100,000, why did you become so? Bai Yu smiled. Well, I have gained a lot today and I am in a good mood. If you want to know the answer, then follow me. After saying that, Bai Yu disappeared in a flash. Tsunade-sama, let's run, Shizune suggested weakly.
Why are you running? Chase. Go over and find out what happened.
Although Tsunade left Konoha long ago, his heart is still tied to that village. Now, it seems like a great, bad guy has appeared in the village? This pair of villages, it's definitely a big threat to Konoha, right? Without figuring out Bai Yu, Tsunade might not be able to sleep well for the rest of the day. Senju Hashirama. Hey, why are you still chasing this kid? A gang? Close black lens bracket. Ghost Lantern Yue. Haha. Who knows? The group leader was so merciful that she let her go and even went to die herself.
Uchiha Madara. With sage body, Bai Yu should be able to enter sage mode at any time, he just needs to repair. No, I forgot, he has gained experience with Minato, I am afraid he can open sage mode now. Close black lens bracket.
Madara has a headache, he felt that something would go wrong with his plan. Because Bai Yu is too strong now, so strong that Obito is like a little brother to him.
Even Nagato can't be the opponent of Bai Yu now, right?
Sage body plus endless channeler plus countless people's combat experience plus various blood successors plus various secret techniques plus almost mastering the ninjutsu of the entire ninja world. Forbidden technique. The most terrifying thing is the child's scheming wisdom. Such Bai Yu, Nagato will be the opponent? 47. Is intelligence contagious? 3/10? The next day, early morning. Konoha. Well, I'm so sleepy. I don't know why those Anbu ninjas were so crazy last night. They broke into my room without saying a word and started rummaging around. I couldn't even sleep well. Naruto covered his mouth and yawned, looking unhappy. Me too, my mother was almost scared to death. These guys are so presumptuous. Little Sakura also complained. Sasuke glanced at Kakashi and asked, "Where is Mr. Bai Yu? Why don't you see him coming?"
Ha, Bai Yu, I was just about to tell you about this.
Bai Yu said that he wanted to travel to various countries and see if there are any special materials that can improve his sake. You also know that, then the little guy is just a profiteer, and he cares more about running a business than being a ninja. This lie was planned by Kakashi in advance. What, this guy Bai Yu doesn't even take me with him when we go out? Naruto curled his lips. He also wants to play in the village. He didn't have enough fun during his last trip to the Land of Waves. How do you compare with Bai Yu? He has the strength of an elite Chunin or even an ordinary Jonin. How about you? Kakashi said coldly. Just train honestly. The Chunin exam will start soon. Don't you still want to be promoted to Chunin? Whispering sound. Okay, go to training quickly. I won't assign you tasks in the next few days. Just concentrate on training. Kakashi waved his hand lazily, somewhat absent-minded. Naruto and little Sakura are quite obedient, it won't take a while. Sasuke came to him alone. Last night, the person Anbu was looking for was Mr. Bai Yu, right? He didn't go out for a trip, but defected, right? Sasuke asked, staring into Kakashi's eyes. Sasuke, what did you say? There's no need to explain, Kakashi-senpai. In the past, you wouldn't talk a lot of nonsense. Your nagging betrays you. Ah. Kakashi tilted his head and glanced at Sasuke. Is wisdom contagious? Is Sasuke so smart now? Defection is out of the question. He is not a ninja. Konoha has no laws prohibiting villagers from going out to play. Bai Yu will always be a member of Konoha. Just remember this. Is it because of the armor? Sasuke, you have too many questions? Okay, last question. Sasuke's eyes burned with fighting spirit. Bai Yu, will you come back to take the Chunin exam? He was convinced by Bai Yu. Admit that you are no match for Bai Yu now. But Sasuke didn't have the word, admittance, in his dictionary. He wants to fight Bai Yu again in an upright manner. His goal was to kill that man. Until then, how can we shrink back and be cowardly? Chunin exam. Kakashi couldn't help but recall what Bai Yu said to him before leaving, and that look in his eyes. Maybe. Yes. In the forest, by the campfire. A sizzling rabbit is emitting an attractive fragrance on a branch.
This is the reason why I left Konoha. It's up to you whether you believe it or not. If you want to verify it, you can ask Kakashi.
Bai Yu pulled off a rabbit leg and took a bite. The taste is very bad because there is no salt and seasoning. But it's still okay as a way to satisfy hunger. I believe it, otherwise I wouldn't sit here quietly with you. With your strength, there is no need to lie. Tsunade smiled bitterly. More importantly, I understand the personalities of third generation in Danzo. They can indeed do such a thing. Now, she could understand why she left Konoha. Why don't you leave and wait to die?
Then Bai Yu, are you going to use those armors to sweep across the ninja world? No. Shizune hugged the pig and asked doubtfully. With your strength, there is no need to build armors. Isn't that superfluous? Quote.
He can easily defeat Tsunade. With such strength, what kind of ridiculous chakra armor is needed?
Shizune also heard about the armor of Snow Country. Being strong means being strong, but compared with the truly strong, there is still a big gap.
Well, this involves my ultimate goal. Is it ideal? Shizune asked.
Well, you want to hear it. Think. As soon as she finished speaking, even Tsunade looked with curiosity. She wanted to know what kind of ideals and goals Bai Yu, who in her knowledge was considered the strongest being in the current ninja world, harbored.
To put it simply, it's the old-fashioned world peace. I want to create a relatively fair and peaceful world. Why relative? Shizune wondered. Because there has never been absolute fairness and peace in this world, and it is very difficult to achieve relative fairness. Shizune nodded thoughtfully. Tsunade pulled off the rabbit's head and nodded without any ladylike manner, while asking, "Can you explain it in more detail? I want to hear your so-called ideal world."
48. Are you willing to follow me? 4/10. The armor I want to make is divided into 3 stages. In the first stage, it can help people fight. The comprehensive combat power of a single armor reaches cage level or above, or even exceeds cage level.
The second stage is based on extremely strong combat power. It can execute some simple instructions independently and fight independently. Let's name this stage the easy-to-understand robot armor.
The third stage, derived wisdom. They will have power beyond cage level, encompassing all knowledge reserves in the world, judging right and wrong, good and evil, and maintaining the order of the entire world according to the program I input.
They are selfless and completely faithful to me and to the laws I have established.
Whether it's an ambitious person in power like Danzo or a righteous person like Namikaze Minato Senpai, all human beings will have selfish motives.
As long as we are human beings, we will be swayed by rights, or we will compromise to rights out of helplessness of one kind or another. In my ideal country, that wouldn't be the case. Those who will be in power in the future will all be selfless robots who are only loyal to me and the law. They have supreme power, enough to suppress all evil, and enough to wield the sword of justice. As big as the rule of a country, as small as the teachers and monitors of a class, those who sit in positions of power, large and small, will all be machine armors. Power breeds people's desires, so in my ideal world, no one will be in power anymore, except me. Will the entire world be ruled by robots? Are there no more powerful people in the world? Bai Yu's unbridled ideas, beyond Tsunade and Shizun's understanding. No, this is unfair. Shizun retorted. You sound like it's a rule of law, but in fact it's still a rule of man. You alone rule the society. Yes. Bai Yu smiled and said, that's why I said that fairness is relative, because in the future I will be the one who makes laws, judges good and evil, right and wrong, and enters the program. Bai Yu, why can you set standards for right and wrong for the entire world? Your ideas may not be all correct. Tsunade asked with a frown. I never think that all my ideas are right. Bai Yu said. One person's ideas have limitations after all, so I will invite the rulers, civilian representatives, elite ninjas, etc. from all the ninja world to come together. Let's work together to formulate a set of laws and ethical standards. Once established, the robot armor will strictly enforce them. Oh, is that so? Bai Yu's last words, combined with the previous ones, made Tsunade think it was feasible. Bai Yu, is that robot you were talking about really that powerful? It can also teach children to read, impart knowledge, treat people, produce and process. Tsunade swallowed. Create armor that far exceeds the combat power of Snow Country. Even if the armor has cage-level strength, Tsunade will believe it. But does the robot armor have intelligence? Can it even replace people's jobs? This makes Tsunade feel incredible, of course. Bai Yu smiled and said, it's just that the process will be relatively long. The first stage is not easy to achieve. Do you think that a pair of armor that exceeds cage-level strength is so easy to create? Including subsequent mass production, program implantation, etc., it is not easy, but I am confident and capable of completing all of this. Bai Yu's confident smile made Tsunade feel dazed for a moment. Maybe this kid can really do it. If it is possible, then that ideal country is really aspirational, Shizun said dreamily.
Really everyone is equal, because everything that can create inequality is a selfless robot.
As for Bai Yu, who is at the top of everything, the laws and moral standards he formulated are relatively fair and reasonable based on everyone's opinions, and can be perfectly executed by the machine armor. Bai Yu, I have to admit that your idea is great and extraordinary. I really hope that one day, I can see your ideal prosperous age, a relatively fair and peaceful prosperous age.
Tsunade sighed with admiration in his eyes. Me too, Bai Yu-kun, you are really amazing and powerful. Shizun said. As for whether Bai Yu will become evil and do evil in the future.
Neither woman asked about this, because it makes no sense. If you want to do evil, do you need to wait until the future? Now Bai Yu already has the ability to do whatever he wants. Thank you for the compliment. Now that you have heard my dream, then.
Bai Yu stretched out his hands. Are you willing to follow me and realize this dream together? Me. Tsunade was startled. She didn't expect that Bai Yu would send such an invitation to her. Please give me some flowers. Please give me monthly tickets. The data has not been moved for a day. Is anyone still looking at it? 49. Recognition from seniors. New goal. 5/10. Senju Tobirama. This Bai Yu. He really dares to think about it. Is this the ideal country he mentioned before? Close black lens bracket. Second Tsuchikage. This method sounds indeed feasible. No, it is absolutely feasible. If Bai Yu could really make such armor. Close black lens bracket. Uchiha Izuna. The absolutely invincible force of the armor is enough to suppress all rebellious voices. World peace, true peace. Close black lens bracket. Kara. This idea is too advanced, but won't this destroy people's creativity and follow-up ideas? Close black lens bracket. Third cage. No, didn't you hear what the group leader said? His armor is divided into 3 stages, but are there only 3 stages? It will definitely be improved and optimized again in the future, and it will be constantly updated. What will it rely on? Close black lens bracket. Senju Tobirama. Relying on people. Close black lens bracket. Third cage. Not bad. It still depends on people. People contribute their wisdom to improve and optimize the armor. The optimized armor can better benefit mankind. How can this annihilate people's creativity and thoughtfulness? Close black lens bracket. Uchiha Fugaku. That makes sense. Even if the armor itself generates wisdom, the ideas of a single individual are always limited, and collective wisdom is the way to go. With the armor, humans will still realize their own value. Close black lens bracket. Uzumaki Kushina. In this way, there will no longer be 5 major ninja villages in the future, right? If everyone is civilians, there will be no war. Even if there are some ambitious people, their strength will never be able to compete with the armor, Bai Yu said. What an incredible dream. Close black lens bracket.
First case gauge. I support the group leader's idea. Close black lens bracket.
Second Tsuchikage. I agree too. Close black lens bracket. Ghost Lantern Yu. I support it too. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Close black lens bracket. The group members are a little excited. It seems that after possessing the power to destroy the world, Bai Yu doesn't want to sweep the world and wipe out various countries and ninja villages. What he wants is true peace. In this way, all generations of movie stars no longer have to worry about the safety of future generations. Because the group leader didn't even think about destroying anything.
At this moment, the hearts of all members in the group calmed down and start looking forward to the future, including the seniors in Konoha. The hearts they had been holding before were completely relieved.
Bai Yu betrayed Konoha. What is this? People have greater ideals in their hearts. Rather than saying that Bai Yu betrayed Konoha, it is better to say that he took a big step towards the goal of world peace.
It can be said that from now on, the seniors in the group basically all recognize Bai Yu.
Recognized his ideal, of course, except for a few people.
Uchiha Madara. Haha, it's a good idea, but it's still not perfect. Robot armor rules the world. Where can I compare to my infinite Tsukuyomi concept?
Stupid brat. Stop your stupid plan now. Of course, I can only say this in my heart.
Senju Hashirama. Madara, I think Bai Yu's idea is very good. Do you have a better plan than this? Close black lens bracket. Uchiha Madara. No, I just think Bai Yu's ideal country is not perfect enough. How can I have any plans? I am a dead person. Close black lens bracket.
Uchiha Izuna. Huh, brother, you usually don't talk so much nonsense. What happened today? Do you really have any plans? Close black lens bracket.
Uchiha Madara. Bastard brother. Madara, shut up.
He didn't want to say anything more. After all, this topic is somewhat sensitive.
Facing Bai Yu's invitation and looking at that hand, Tsunade hesitated slightly. It has been many years since she left Konoha and ignored the worldly disputes. The original Sannin have all left. Each has its own reasons. Orochimaru was injured in the war and his heart became a little twisted, so he returned to the village and began to study the forbidden technique left by the past generations.
But his research was conducted on living people, which was too cruel. He was eventually discovered by the third Hokage and had to betray Konoha. Jiraiya accidentally entered Mount Myoboku early in his life and met Toad Sage. Toad Sage not only gave him power but also gave him prophecies, so using this period an excuse, he left the village and began to march outside.
As for Tsunade, she left because of some inner problems.
During the war, Tsunade suffered the death of her brother Naoki and her lover Kato Dan. For a time, she could not get rid of this shadow in her heart, so she suffered from hemophobia and became afraid of blood.
As a medical ninja, he was actually afraid of blood. Tsunade, who was increasingly depressed, left Konoha and stayed away for decades.
She was hesitant, confused, and lost the goal of life. Gambling and drinking followed her throughout her life to numb her heart. Perhaps it's time to change your lifestyle. Tsunade raised his head and glanced at Bai Yu.
She didn't want to get involved in Konoha's intrigues anymore.
Bai Yu's ideals and invitations made Tsunade see new goals and pursuits in life. It's a good choice to follow such an interesting and capable kid to chase and realize dreams together, right?
At least, such a day would definitely be much better than the boring life now.
Okay, I do. The 4 hands were clasped together. There are 2 Bai Yu, 1 Tsunade, and the remaining 1 belongs to Shizune.
50. Run to San Shinobi as Genin. You are sick? 6/10? Okay kid, time doesn't wait for anyone, let's get started. Tsunade put out the bonfire and looked very motivated. What? Bai Yu asked. Make armor, Tsunade said matter-of-factly. Can you make it? No, still. Bai Yu smiled and said, I invited you to join. I didn't ask you to help make armor.
Then what's the point of our joining? Shizune glanced at Bai Yu doubtfully. Tsunade also frowned. Shizune, you will be responsible for my daily life from now on, and it will be your responsibility to do the laundry, cooking and housework. Tsunade, you don't look like someone who can take care of others. You're big and round, and your fighting ability is average. From now on, you can be my personal bodyguard. Shizune, Tsunade. The 2 beauties were stunned. Fortunately for Shizune, her job was to serve others, and she was used to serving Tsunade over the years. But Tsunade is not happy anymore. Asshole, brat, you dare to use me as a bodyguard. Besides, you are so powerful, why do you still need me to protect you? I have to do everything myself, so what's the point of joining the team? I'm your boss now. Bai Yu spread his hands. The boss will only take action personally at critical moments, otherwise it will be too embarrassing. Damn it, I quit. It's too late, You have already chosen to join, unless you want to taste the feeling of being controlled by Sharingan again. I kill you. You don't have that ability. Okay, let's get on with it. Quote. Uchiha Izuna. Haha. First generation, your granddaughter will never be able to escape now. Close black lens bracket. Third case cage. Could it be that the group leader has fallen in love with your granddaughter, Hokage? Then I want to congratulate you on having the most powerful grandson-in-law in the world. Close black lens bracket. Uzumaki Kushina. No way. Tsunade is old enough to be Bai Yu's classmate's grandmother. Close black lens bracket. Jinzhao. Ha ha ha. That's not possible. Age doesn't matter. At least Tsunade looks quite attractive. Maybe the group leader is interested. Close black lens bracket. Ginkaku. Yes, otherwise, there are so many talents in the ninja world, why would he invite Tsunade to join his team? Close black lens bracket.
Uchiha Madara. A bunch of idiots, no need to ask, of course it's because of Tsunade's identity. Close black lens bracket.
Senju Hashirama. Identity. Madara. You mean? Uchiha Madara. Sarutobi Hiruzen is already old and decrepit. Who should take the position of 5th Hokage? Sarutobi Asuma doesn't have that ability, Kakashi is also a few points behind, and Jiraiya is a good choice, but he is not what everyone expected. Close black lens bracket. Uchiha Madara. The much anticipated 5th Hokage can only be Princess Tsunade. Soon, Bai Yu's identity as his first subordinate will bring great convenience to the implementation of his ideals. Close black lens bracket. Madara's words shocked many people in the group. It turns out that this is what Bai Yu really wants. Third case cage. No wonder the group leader would invite Tsunade to join inexplicably, and drag her out of his ideal country. It turned out to be to pave the way for the future. Close black lens bracket. Kara. What a plan. With the support of the 5th Hokage, the group leader's goal can be carried out unimpeded, at least in Konoha. Is this the first step for a group leader? What's the plan behind it? Close black lens bracket. Uchiha Izuna. There must be a backup plan, right? This little guy's mind is unfathomable and his intelligence is terrifying. Close black lens bracket. Uchiha Fugaku. Just wait and see, Bai Yu is really a very good kid. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Close black lens bracket. With Madara's analysis, the group members couldn't help but gasp.
Bai Yu really surprised them. The power of brainstorming is really powerful. I glanced at the group chat. Bai Yu sighed slightly. Madara was right as he told the group members, that was exactly the purpose of inviting Tsunade to join. I just didn't expect it, it was quickly guessed by the seniors.
Bai Yu, I still can't figure out where you got such a powerful power, and that Sharingan. Tsunade asked as he hurried on. When I said I wanted to quit just now, it was just out of anger. How could she leave just like that when she was deeply moved by Bai Yu's ideal? The most important thing is that I don't have the strength to leave. If you can't figure it out, don't think about it. Save your brain cells. That thing is non-renewable. Snort. Tsunade snorted. Mr. Bai Yu, why are we going to the snow country? To grab the chakra armor. Shizune asked curiously. What does robbery mean? We just borrowed it. By the way, we found a guy named Red Sand Scorpion and took back the body of third case cage from him.
What do you want the case cage's body for? Tsunade asked with a frown. As a gift for joining Sand Shinobi. What? You're joining Sand Shinobi?
Tsunade's frown deepened. Peace knows no borders. From now on, in your minds, there will no longer be 5 major ninja villages, or several major countries. From now on, you will all be the people of the ninja village. Bai Yu said with a smile. Bai Yu's words made Tsunade feel somewhat calmer, but she still couldn't help but ask, what are you going to do at Sand Shinobi? Be Genin. Tsunade. You are an invincible being in the world of ninjas. With the great dream of world peace, you went to Sand Shinobi to become a Genin.
Tsunade feels like she doesn't have enough brains. It feels even more like there is a hole in Bai Yu's head. 51. I will help him decently. 7/10. I need a quiet place to stand, and a huge force to help me with my research and development. I originally wanted to set this location in Konoha, but as you can see, your teacher Sarutobi cannot tolerate me. Then there's no need for you to go to Sand Shinobi. Do you want me to do research and development in the deep mountains and forests?
Tsunade was speechless for a moment and didn't know how to refute.
Then there's no need for you to be a Genin for others.
Genin is just my temporary identity. I want to fulfill an agreement with Sarutobi Hiruzen. Your teacher wants me to take the Chunin exam, haha.
You took the Chunin exam not just to embarrass the third generation, right? What other purpose is there? Tsunade asked suspiciously. She didn't believe that Bai Yu would be so bored.
With Bai Yu's strength, if he wants to slap Sarutobi Hiruzen in the face, he still has to wait for the Chunin exam.
With such great revenge in mind, would he waste his time on such a meaningless place?
Clever. Bai Yu smiled and said, you will accompany me on the Chunin exam trip. Sarutobi Hiruzen is old, and I will support you to become the 5th Hokage.
I reject. Tsunade is like a cat whose tail has been stepped on. I'm not interested in being a Hokage. I was about to say something more, but one hand held her. A pair of eyes as bright as stars stared directly at her.
This is the only way to realize our ideal country. What I need is a Konoha that is under control and can perfectly perform my various tasks, not an empty city with rivers of blood and corpses everywhere. The candidate for the 5th Hokage is none other than you, and you will do your part. This is inspiring. Also a threat. Tsunade's gaze gradually became dangerous. But then it turned into a long sigh. If Bai Yu really wants to mess around, no one can stop him.
Since he said so, all of this is really just to realize the ideal peaceful country.
Okay, for our common ideals, I can serve as the 5th Hokage, but kid, those so-called armors of yours must be made as soon as possible. Doing Hokage is very tiring. Except for those who enjoy the power and pleasure brought by the position of Hokage, no one wants to work hard and worry about a lot of things all day long. Hokage is an honor and a heavy responsibility. Not that easy to carry. But for the sake of ideals, Tsunade chose to accept it. Of course. Bai Yu smiled and let go of her hand. So I must go with you, otherwise those old guys in Danzo will not let you become the 5th generation easily. After all, the 3rd generation is not dead yet.
Bai Yu-kun, what if Mr. 3rd generation is unwilling to hand over power? Shizune asked. Sarutobi Hiruzen is very passionate about power, at least Shizune can tell.
If he wants to resign with dignity, then I will let him get the dignity he deserves. After all, the old monkey can be considered a character. But if he doesn't want to resign with dignity, then I will help him get dignity. Will you kill him? Tsunade's voice trembled slightly. Let's talk about the future in the future. Now, shut up and hurry up.
2 days later, southern part of Snow Country.
The two figures moved forward one after another. Above is Deidara sitting on clay and flying slowly.
Walking below is the red sand scorpion. Suddenly I felt uneasy. A vicissitudes of sound came from the puppet. The feeling is getting stronger.
Whoosh. The red sand scorpion jumped onto Deidara's mount. Quick, move forward at full speed and rush back to the organization as soon as possible. Well, Senior, why are you so startled? You scared me. Besides, Senior, you only have one heart left. Isn't it normal for you to feel restless occasionally?
Deidara said jokingly. This is a talkative person.
Stop talking nonsense and hurry up. Red Sand Scorpion urged.
That was an intuition gained through years of fighting. Do not know why, Scorpion feels that if he doesn't leave quickly, he will die. That's a signal from Shinigami. He hasn't had this kind of premonition for a long time.
There's really nothing you can do against Senior. Deidara curled her lips in dissatisfaction. But I did it anyway.
Hey, stop. At this time, a shout came from behind. Are you the Red Sand Scorpion? Tsunade? Scorpion's remaining heart suddenly stopped? Looking at the entire ninja world, Scorpion thinks that there are only a handful of people who can threaten him, but Tsunade is definitely one of them.
Because of his ability, he was defeated by Tsunade.
First of all, Scorpion's poison-type attacks are a joke to the #1 medical ninja in the ninja world. You can only rely on your speed advantage to start a kite battle. But, then speed? Tsunade, a melee master, is definitely worthy of his reputation. Secondly, error tolerance, don't doubt the tenacity of a top medical ninja.
But what about Scorpio? Tsunade only needs one strange blow to cripple his fragile heart. Therefore, even if both of them are strong in the middle or upper reaches of the cage level, there is no one who can definitely beat the other. But when it comes to fighting, Tsunade has the absolute highest winning rate.
This is a difficult woman, but it doesn't make me uneasy to that extent. After all, I still have Deidara by my side who can fight the enemy together. Are there other strong people who haven't shown up yet?
52. Red Sand Scorpion, Deidara, Eternal Art 8/10. Hand over the body of 3rd Cage. Tsunade shouted as he chased at full speed. In the past few days, she had suffered a lot in order to find this bastard.
I didn't even get a good night's sleep, running with full firepower the whole time. When did Tsunade, one of Konoha's Sanin, become interested in corpses? I'm not interested in corpses, then what do you want 3rd Cage for?
Return to Sand Shinobi. Haha, when did the princess of Konoha become Sand Shinobi's lackey? You wanna die. Whoosh. The 3rd Cage, who had been made into a puppet, had a seal on his hands. In an instant, sand and iron roared out like ocean waves, condensed into countless fine needles in midair, and shot towards Tsunade overwhelmingly. Magnet style, Sandate Shigur. This technique has a huge attack range, a long duration, is very difficult to dodge, and is extremely lethal.
Rumble. Tsunade punched the ground with a punch full of strange power, causing snow to fly in all directions.
The whole earth seemed to be shaking. Rise. With her beautiful eyes widened, Tsunade used her arms to lift a hill. To be precise, a large piece of land above her head as a shield.
Braving the sand and iron Shigur, he chased in the direction of the Red Sand Scorpion step by step. Nani? This woman is so fierce. Deidara did a tactical backup, with shock in his eyes. Can you still walk as fast as you can while holding such a huge thing? How much force does this require? Deidara even suspected that Tsunade could rock Shinobi's secret technique of super light heavy rock. Hey, it's rare to meet a decent enemy, let me give her something exciting. Deidara's look was a little fanatical, or to be precise, crazy. A hand with teeth and a tongue reaches into the pocket, ready to make art.
Don't be obsessed with fighting, hurry up. Red Sand Scorpion urged. Tsunade will definitely not be able to catch up with us if he lifts heavy objects. Well, why are you leaving? I see that your courage, senior, is not as strong as your temper. If we two hit her one, is there any need to run?
Several white birds were thrown and flew in the direction of Tsunade.
Ha! Bang bang bang! A series of explosions sounded. After the smoke cleared, two figures came into Deidara's eyes.
One of course is Tsunade. Another, it's a child who looks childish. Oh, boy, could you resist that series of explosions if you had a chance? Deidara looked at Bai Yu with interest, but at this moment, a whisper sounded in his ear.
You are quite capable, you almost blew up one of my clones. What? Deidara turned around in disbelief. What greeted him was a pair of scarlet Sharingan.
Before he lost his sense of autonomy, there was only one thought in his mind.
Doppelganger. Shadow clone. Wouldn't that kind of thing disappear as soon as it's attacked?
My own explosive clay couldn't even kill this brat's clone. So, how strong is he? Magnet style, sand iron boundary method. The vicissitudes of voice came from inside the puppet.
The sand and iron form a large thorny barrier in the air.
This is the secret technique of the third case cage.
He can fly freely within the barrier. The form with the strongest attack, limited range and density. This technique will kill Deidara as well. As expected of a member of the Akatsuki organization, even his companions can be abandoned at any time. Bai Yu stood on Deidara's mount and looked at the red sand scorpion quietly. At the same time, Scorpion was also sizing him up. He was now able to confirm that the previous uneasiness and the inexplicable terror all came from the kid in front of him. He is unfathomable. Magnet style, sand iron boundary method. Magnet style, magnet. How could it be possible? This is impossible.
Red Sand Scorpion drank several times, but the technique just couldn't be used normally, not under your control. Stuck. What a joke. Nothing is impossible, because you are not the only one controlling magnet style.
Bai Yu took a step forward. The magnet style barrier above suddenly collapsed. Do you also have the magnet style blood succession limit?
Red Sand Scorpion subconsciously took 2 steps back.
Don't even think about resisting. You are no match for me. Give me the body of third case cage. Maybe we can sit down and talk together.
Xie hesitated for a moment. What are you talking about? Bai Yu's strength has only revealed the tip of the iceberg.
But this corner is enough to make Scorpio understand that there is a huge gap between the two. This guy can withstand Deidara's explosion with just one clone. He has Sharingan and magnet style.
Just now, he was able to get closer to himself silently.
Besides, there's a Tsunade in the distance. Scorpio's already low chance of winning has become 0.
Talk about timeless art, eternal art. At the mention of this, Scorpio suddenly became energetic. Could it be that this young man, do you have a common pursuit with yourself?
53. I really can't figure you out. 9/10. When Red Sand Scorpion was young, his parents died young.
Only when he has been in an environment of insecurity for a long time will he want to make living people into puppets. Speaking of which, he is not a person who has abandoned humanity and goodwill.
Not many people can remove impure world reincarnation on their own.
But in the original work, after hearing Konkuro's words, he can actively choose to entrust his future and dreams to others and give up his ambitions. This is a person with feelings, not a simple puppet and villain. When he faced off against Sakura and Shio, he was clearly capable of winning, but because he still couldn't bear it, he deliberately exposed his flaws and was defeated by Sakura and Shio's mother-in-law. The character of Scorpion can be seen from this, Madara.
Shizune, come on. Bai Yu waved his hand. Shizune came forward with Piggy in her arms, acting as a propaganda, and told Scorpion about their ideal country.
As a puppet, he has no expression, but the more I listened, the more frightened I became. What an amazing plan. If it can be implemented, and after you die, the machine can still execute all your laws and orders during your lifetime, it will really create an eternal ideal country. Scorpio's words hit the nail on the head, because as long as Bai Yu is still alive, as the only person with power in the world, he will be a variable.
One day, when Bai Yu dies, relative fairness and peace will become absolute fairness and peace. I heard your grand plan and your secret, so am I going to die? Xie asked very calmly.
He no longer cares about life or death. Death may be a relief for him. No, Bai Yu shook his head. What Shizune just told you is one kind of eternity, and what I want to tell you is another kind of eternity.
Another eternity. Xie was puzzled. Yes, when my research and development technology meets my expectations, it will be possible to make people's thoughts live forever in the world, and combine brainwave patterns to create artificial intelligence. In other words, people can live in computers forever. After the program is set up, it will have self-improving functions and gradually evolve to become smarter and smarter. This. Red Sand Scorpion was stunned. Brainwave patterns?
Computer, AI, program, these unfamiliar words made him confused, even though he had no idea. After pondering for a long time, he asked, "Can I understand that what you call a computer is a puppet, and human consciousness can be placed on the puppet?" "Absolutely," Bai Yu said in surprise. "I didn't expect that your understanding ability is not bad, but it is different from a puppet. Just like you now, your consciousness will disappear as soon as that fragile heart is destroyed. However, even if the computer is destroyed, the eternal consciousness within it will still not die. As long as the database is still there, changing it to another computer can make it resurrected." Database. Xie murmured in confusion. "It's really an eternal art. It seems to be more artistic than my art." Scorpion made many puppets, and considers itself to be eternal art. But he knows that both puppets and people are made of matter and will eventually perish one day. Over time, everything will turn into dust, but Bai Yu's theory is different. Live forever in that computer, with ideology, that is, real eternity. As for whether Bai Yu lied to himself, Xie doesn't think that a strong man like Bai Yu has any need to lie to him. "I recognize your eternal kingdom, your eternal art, and you? Do you need me to do anything for you?"
Xian asked sincerely. The young man in front of him was far above me in terms of strength, ideals and ambitions, or understanding of eternal art.
He was convinced. And he hasn't killed himself yet, it must be because he still has value for Bai Yu to use. "Become my subordinate. I will use you to conduct artificial intelligence experiments in the future, and you will become the first person in the ninja world to live forever in a computer." Yes, Bai Yu chose Scorpion. In fact, Orochimaru was also a good choice.
Because both of them have similar experiences. Scorpio hangs on his heart, and Orochimaru survives by constantly snatching away his body.
They are all excellent artificial intelligence experiments. The difference is that Scorpio will definitely be willing. As expected, when Xie heard this, he immediately controlled the puppet to kneel down on one knee. He had no sense of belonging to the Akatsuki organization. "Now that I have found a new goal and someone to follow, I naturally joined the Ming Lord without any hesitation." "Get up," Bai Yu said. "What to do with Deidara?" Xie asked. "As far as I know, he respects you very much, and it's rare that he has something in common with you. Let's collect it together." Bai Yu had no intention of killing the two of them during this trip. "Since I have accepted Scorpion, I don't mind recruiting Deidara. You brat, the body of third Kage has been obtained. Shall we go to San Shinobi now?" Tsunade asked. "No, where to go? Cinema, watch a movie." Bai Yu did not forget his promise. The member in the group reported the location of the Red Sand Scorpion. Bai Yu agreed to let him see his dream goddess Fuji Fengshui, also known as Fenghua Xiaoshui. "What?" Tsunade's eyebrows were almost twisted into knots. "Go to the cinema? See a movie? I really can't see through you, kid. This guy, how come he comes up with it all at once?" 54. The number one gravedigger in the ninja world, 10 out of 10. "So, Senior Xie, are we going to find a new boss?" Deidara stood next to Xie, cautiously, looking at Bai Yu with a wary expression. Yes, he had just been released from control. Deidara has been an art trainee since he was a child. After practicing for 2.5 years, he became quite famous and was targeted by the Akatsuki organization. After being defeated by Itachi's Sharingan, Deidara once believed that Itachi's Sharingan was the perfect art, so Deidara joined the Akatsuki organization in order to prove his art. Same as Scorpion, he has no sense of belonging to the Akatsuki organization. At this moment, there is only more worry. Senior Scorpion, if you betray Shao, you will be hunted down, right? Are you sure this new boss can beat Zero? Stop talking nonsense. If you don't want to join, just get out. Ahem, join, I'll join. Deidara smiled awkwardly. If you betray the Akatsuki organization, you may be killed by Nagato. But not joining Bai Yu? There is a high probability that he will die immediately. Deidara will still choose between dying early and dying late. Hello, new boss. By the way, boss, I don't know your name yet. Deidara smiled with a familiar look. Bai Yu. What a name, boss, do you have any orders? It really does. Bai Yu thought for a while and said, go and help me find a bad guy who has committed a heinous crime. A bad guy with heinous crimes. Hey, isn't this already ready? Senior Xie, the boss is looking for you. Deidara pushed Scorpio forward. Red Sand Scorpion. Are you sick? Bai Yu also smiled silently. Go find another one and come back as soon as possible. It doesn't matter if he is a ninja or not. Do you understand? Hey, I understand. Then I'm leaving? Deidara took 2 tentative steps back. Well, let's go. Senju Tobirama. Boy, are you going to use Impure World Reincarnation to reincarnate as the third Kage? Close black lens bracket. In the group, second generation asked. Bai Yu. Yes, close black lens bracket. To perform the Impure World Reincarnation technique, you need to use a certain amount of the body of the deceased, and then use the body of a living person as a container. That's why Bai Yu asked Deidara to help find a heinous person. Third Kage. Haha. Thank you to the group leaders, everyone, it seems that I will see the light of day again. Close black lens bracket. Feng Ying was slightly excited, he has been dead for too long. He misses the outside world. Second Tsuchikage. The impure world reincarnation developed by Senju Tobirama is a despicable technique that disturbs the souls of the dead. Close black lens bracket. Senju Hashirama. That technique is indeed a bit disrespectful to the dead. Close black lens bracket. Uzumaki Kushina. Case Cage, do you plan to stay in San Shinobi after you are reincarnated? Close black lens bracket.
Uchiha Fugaku. How long you want to stay in this world must depend on the group leader's wishes, and it's not something the case cage can decide. Close black lens bracket.
Open black lens bracket. Close black lens bracket. In the group, there was a discussion about impure world reincarnation.
That technique is not a secret. During his lifetime, Tobirama performed the impure world reincarnation technique many times and became famous in the ninja world.
Senju Hashirama, second Tsuchikage Nun, Chio, Kanakugan Kakuzu has seen the reanimation jutsu performed by Senju Tobirama. Bai Yu. I don't care. If third case cage wants to, he can stay in the world forever. Close black lens bracket. His current strength is strong enough. So what if the existence of the chat group is exposed? What's more, Bai Yu believes that Feng Ying won't be stupid enough to anger him, right? In this case, what's so great about having another impure world reincarnation in the world? However, as soon as these words came out, it caused thousands of waves.
Open black lens bracket. Uzumaki Kushina. Bai Yu classmate. Then you, can you reincarnate me too? I don't ask to exist forever, I just want to touch Naruto's face with my own hands and tell him personally that I miss him. Close black lens bracket.
Uchiha Makoto. I miss Sasuke too. He must have been very lonely and in pain for so many years. I really want to hug him. Close black lens bracket. Hyuga Hizashi. Neji's life is not happy, that child, hey. Yuhi Mako. I heard that my daughter and third generation son Asuma. I don't know if I can drink their wedding wine. Close black lens bracket. Senju Hashirama. Speaking of which, I also want to hug my Suna, but I don't know if she can give me a hug even though she is several decades old.
Senju Tobirama. I don't care about anyone, I just want to slap that traitor Danzo twice. And monkeys. Close black lens bracket.
Open black lens bracket. Close black lens bracket. They were all heroes in the past. Perhaps they have long been indifferent to life and death, and they may not have much nostalgia for the world. But everyone still has someone they care about. At this moment, there are not only well-known bosses in the group. Some unknown minor characters and even civilians also spoke. They all hope that Bai Yu can reincarnate them, even if they can only survive for one day. Bai Yu. Everyone, calm down for a moment. Everyone has figured it out. I can't become the #1 gravedigger in the ninja world. Close black lens bracket. Bai Yu smiled bitterly. Many people have been dead for decades or even hundreds of years. They are all the ancestors of living people. Digging through the ancestral graves of everyone in the entire ninja world? This project is quite large. 55. Being curious about everything will only harm you. Wow, it's Fuji Kazu. I like her favorite movie. In the cinema, Shizune, who was holding the piggy in his arms, exclaimed at the screen.
Apparently, she is also a fan of Princess. What? Where can there be colorful chakra in the world? Just making it up. Shizune, you actually like to see this kind of thing without any logic. Tsunade shrugged speechlessly.
Fenghua Xiaoshui is a subjugated princess and actress, and her true identity is naturally not in the cinema. But even so, Bai Yu can be regarded as fulfilling the promise of the previous member who provided Scorpion information.
Sakai Kimura. Thank you to the group leader for allowing me to see the goddess in my heart again. You are truly a person of your word. I have no regrets. Close black lens bracket.
Kimura said with great gratitude. He really didn't expect that a person with great ambitions like Bai Yu would actually use his precious time to fulfill the wishes of a small role. Fenghua Zhaoyue. Xiaoshui. My daughter. In the Pure Land world, the previous king of the Snow Country was a little sad. He is Fenghua Xiaoshui's father. 10 years ago, he died at the hands of his younger brother Fenghua Furudao. Before his death, he entrusted Konoha shinobi to send Kakashi from the village to escort his daughter Xiaoshui out of the country. Therefore, Kakashi has long appreciated the power of chakra armor. Hiyuki Fenghua. Sir, group leader, haven't you always wanted to research an existence that could surpass my Snow Kingdom armor? If you can promise me one thing, I will give you my lifetime research experience. This must be of great help to you too. Close black lens bracket.
Bai Yu. What's the matter? Close black lens bracket. Fenghua Xiaoshui. I hope you can help my daughter Fenghua Xiaoshui to become the queen of the Snow Kingdom. Get back what belongs to her. Close black lens bracket.
Tip. If the group members are in trouble, reward the group leader with a lifetime of research experience. Close black lens bracket. In an instant, a lot of knowledge poured into Bai Yu's mind, and not just from Fenghua Zhaoshui. Many loyal subordinates and scientific researchers who have long since passed away like Shuihua are still needed to send out rewards. Bai Yu. Okay, I receive your sincerity. Close black lens bracket. Fenghua Zhaoshui. Thank you group leader. Close black lens bracket. Cinema. Bai Yu turned his head and glanced at Xie. The heroine in the movie, remember her appearance? She is the daughter of the previous king of the Snow Country, Fenghua Xiaoshui. Go find her and help her regain the rightful power of the Snow Country. Anyone who stands in the way will be killed without mercy. In a small place like the Snow Kingdom, Xie can handle it by himself, and there is no need for Bai Yu to take action personally. This is the benefit of having more subordinates. Of course, to make sure nothing goes wrong, Bai Yu will ask Didera to assist Xie when he comes back later. Hearing this, Scorpion didn't say much, just nodded, I know. Immediately, he turned around and left. Hey, little ghost head, you don't have a crush on that actress, do you? Tsunade asked doubtfully. Isn't it possible? Fenghua Xiaoshui is young and beautiful, has perseverance, and has noble royal blood. But the information I got said that you like Ms. Iris from Konoha Ichiraku Ramen. Boy, you must have had a different love. Tsunade glared. Nervous. Bai Yu smiled bitterly and looked at Tsunade as if he were a fool. Boss, I'm back. The voice arrived before the person arrived, and Didera seemed to have inexhaustible youthful vitality. Bang. A middle-aged man wearing prison clothes was thrown in front of Bai Yu.
I captured this from the prison of the country of waves. I also inquired specifically about it. This guy has committed all kinds of crimes including robbery and robbery. He should meet your requirements, boss, right?
Very good. Bai Yu said, you go find Xie now. I have assigned him a task. You two should complete it together. Okay boss. After saying that, Didera flew away again.
There is a way of communication between him and Scorpion.
Now, you can go to San Shinobi. Jun Bai Yu, what do you want a prisoner for? Shizune asked.
Impure world reincarnation. Let third case cage convince Luo Sha, otherwise, I, an outsider, will not be accepted by the village.
Impure world reincarnation? Hearing this, both women were shocked. That's second Hokage's forbidden technique. Did you also learn it? Bai Yu, you robbed Konoha's forbidden technique book, right? How come he knows everything? Not from the Uchiha clan, but there is a Sharingan. He's not San Shinobi, but he knows magnet style. Now, even impure world reincarnation has been mastered? Bai Yu is like a mystery, and the mystery is getting bigger and bigger. Being curious about everything will only harm you. Okay, let's get on the road, you two. Third case cage. It's coming out, I'm coming out, ha 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 ha, close black lens bracket. In group chat, third case cage is completely excited. Now that the container is in place, how could he not be excited to return to his beloved San Shinobi? Open black lens bracket Senju Hashirama. Well, I really envy you. Close black lens bracket, ghost lantern Wayue. Feng Ying, after you go out, be careful with your words and not expose the existence of the group chat, otherwise. Third case cage. Don't worry, I'm not that stupid, close black lens bracket.
56. Confused Luo Sha, do you call this the tip of the iceberg?
The Kingdom of Wind is the largest country among the 5 major countries. But the desert takes up most of the country. There is not much rainfall in a year, and the citizens build villages in the oasis in the desert and live there. Trade with the Fire Nation is also very popular, and it is an ally of the Fire Nation. Because Senagakure is surrounded by desert all year round, the territory of Ninja Village is not large. This is a village that values tradition. In the round table room where high-level meetings are held, there are statues of historical figures as decorations. Due to the very harsh geographical environment, the people here have relatively tough folk customs and their children are more precocious than those in other countries. Stop. In front of Senagakure, 2 ninjas blocked the way of Bai Yu and others, looking at them warily. The reason why I use the word vigilance is because there is a well-known person named Tsunade in the line. 167. Konoha's cage-level powerhouse comes to San Shinobi? The senior management didn't notify us in advance. Even as an ally, one has to be wary. After all, the so-called covenant is just a piece of paper. I don't know when it will stop counting. Call out 4th case cage Luo Sha and tell him that I have a meeting gift for him. Bang. White mist rises. After the smoke cleared, the corpse of the 3rd case cage, who had been made into a puppet, came into view. This is Lord 3rd case cage. The ninja guarding the door was shocked. They didn't dare to make any claims on such a major event, so they quickly reported it immediately. Not long after, a man with short brown hair, wearing a black ninja suit and mesh underwear, flew over with yellow sand gold on his feet. Princess Tsunade, long time no see. Luo Sha glanced at the body of 3rd case cage with a complicated expression. But out of politeness, I didn't ask about 3rd generation first, but asked Tsunade about it. After all, both sides are allies. Be well, Luo Sha. Do you still like this meeting gift? Tsunade said. I snatched this from your rebellious ninja, the red sand scorpion. The dignity of the shadow cannot be desecrated. May the 3rd generation be buried as install. Thank you very much, Luo Sha nodded, her eyes shining with gratitude. Senagakure's 3rd case cage was made into a puppet by a traitorous ninja. This is simply a shame and humiliation. San Shinobi has long wanted to redeem this shame. But once they arrived, there was no trace of the red sand scorpion. Come on, I found him. I am afraid that his opponent, the third generation, who is known as the strongest wind shadow, has fallen into disgrace. I have remembered this kindness from Konoha. You are the best friends. Who is this? After a few polite words, Luo Sha turned his attention to Bai Yu. Of course he knew Shizune, but that kid was so nervous. Tsunade's new subordinate. His name is Bai Yu, he is my friend. Tsunade thought for a while and said. Oh, Luo Sha raised her eyebrows, slightly shocked. Who is Tsunade? The princess of Konoha, one of the legendary Sannin. In his early years, he made great military exploits and was awe-inspiring in the ninja world. What qualifications does a childish-looking brat have to be regarded as a friend by Tsunade?
Obviously, this kid is not simply tight. Hello, Your Excellency Bai Yu.
Luo Sha pondered for a moment, looked at Tsunade's face, and called him an equal, and even extended his hand to him.
Your Majesty Cage. Bai Yu nodded and shook hands with him. I was originally a resident of Konoha. Because I wanted to do a research and development, but that research and development did not receive support from Konoha, I had to leave there and go to San Shinobi. The corpse of the third Cage was my meeting gift.
Rasa looked at Tsunade in confusion upon hearing this. What's the situation? You people from Konoha want to join me, San Shinobi. Is it because the world is changing quickly or because I just don't understand? Now spies can sneak in openly. This matter is a bit complicated to talk about. How about we talk about it inside? Tsunade said. That's fine. He was a guest from afar, not to mention that he brought such a big greeting gift, which restored the dignity of San Shinobi. It's not like fourth Cage doesn't even understand the most basic etiquette. It's always appropriate to invite guests into the village for a cup of tea. That's it, Lord Fourth Cage. Yes. Publicist Shizune was once again dedicated and explained the ideal country plan to Rasa in great detail. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry everyone, I can't believe your words.
Luo Sha shook his head and said. Besides, Konoha and I are allies, and we have accepted Konoha's rebellious ninja. Sorry, maybe this wording is not appropriate, but it will definitely affect San Shinobi and Konoha. Friendship between Yi Jian, so Sir Bai Yu, I cannot allow you to join.
No one would easily believe in such a thing as an ideal country. Bai Yu, a teenage boy, has such ambitions and ideals? Can Luo Sha believe it? Luo Sha didn't believe Bai Yu could develop even the first stage chakra armor that could help people fight. If it weren't for Tsunade's sake, Luo Sha would have driven Bai Yu away right now. Kid, Cage doesn't believe in your strength, why don't you show him the tip of the iceberg? Tsunade said jokingly. Why did she believe Bai Yu in the first place? Of course, there is strong strength as a prerequisite. Because the strong will not be so boring, because the most powerful disdain to lie. It's even more convincing. Luo Sha didn't see Bai Yu's power with his own eyes, so he naturally thought that what he said was just fantasy. Good. Bai Yu blinked, and the next second, a pair of scarlet Magatama Sharingan appeared. Immediately afterwards, a ball of placer gold surged slowly, and Bai Yu floated in the air. He put his palms together, a flash of white light flashed, and the table turned into ashes. Whoosh! 4 shurikens were fired in 4 directions of the room. The next second, flash and flash. Finally, Bai Yu put his hands together. The earth started to tremble at 4.8. A coffin slowly rises from the ground. This. Luo Sha was stunned. Sharingan, sand release, dust release, flying thunder god technique, and impure world reincarnation? The people of Luosha are all stupid, looking at Tsunade in disbelief. You call this horse riding the tip of the iceberg? He even wondered if the reason he saw this was because he was under Sharingan's phantom music. In fact, it's not just him, Tsunade is also stupid. She knows that Bai Yu is very strong, so strong that it makes people desperate. But I didn't know he had so many trump cards, mastered all the difficult forbidden techniques like flying thunder god. The most outrageous thing is having the blood successor eliminates the dust escape. How much does he still don't know? 57. Your grandpa asked me to hug you for him, 2 in 1. Your Excellency Bai Yu, you. Luo Sha swallowed, because she was so shocked that she didn't know what to say.
When he first saw Sharingan, he didn't think anything was wrong. After all, although Uchiha claimed to have wiped out the clan, didn't Sasuke survive?
It is not impossible that there are individual survivors, or Uchiha who was hidden by Konoha. But when he saw Magnet Style, Dust Escape, Flying Thunder God, and Impure World Reincarnation, his cognitive perspective was completely subverted. Can a ninja really have so many incredibly powerful abilities at the same time? Is this Bai Yu really from Konoha? Is he really just a 12-year-old kid?
You must know that blood inheritance limits can only be inherited by blood relationships through genes.
Except for people of the same bloodline who can inherit it, others cannot learn it, and they cannot copy it even if they use Sharingan. As for Bai Yu's ability, Luo Sha couldn't understand it at all. There were many questions in his mind, but these questions involved Bai Yu's secrets, so there was no way to ask them. Luo Sha had no choice but to turn his doubts into a sigh.
I have to admit, Your Excellency Bai Yu, You are very powerful, and your vision of an ideal country is also very amazing to me, but I need to digest this information and let me think about it, okay?
Luo Sha's answer was very appropriate. He did not impulsively accept Bai Yu as a member of Sand Shinobi because of Bai Yu's demonstrated strength. As a case cage, he has many factors to worry about. Bai Yu is strong when he is strong, but has he really completely separated himself from Konoha? If so, then how come Princess Tsunade is with him and seems to support him?
If not, it would be even worse. Bai Yu is probably not a spy sent by Konoha to infiltrate Sand Shinobi, right? A bitter trick.
But that doesn't make sense. Because with the tip of the iceberg strength shown by Bai Yu, such a person can completely sweep all enemies on the battlefield openly. What kind of so-called spy would he bother to do?
To be honest, Luo Sha had a headache and was very confused at the moment.
Hey, Bai Yu, how many skills do you still have? Tell me secretly, I won't tell others.
Tsunade hugged Bai Yu's shoulders and whispered in his ear.
She is really curious. Basically, most of them can. Real or fake? Real. Bai Yu smiled and stretched out his right hand, which was covered with a layer of light blue chakra. For example, strange power.
Stretching out his left hand, a vibrant green chakra emerged. Another example, healing jutsu.
Then, where did you learn it? Tsunade's 8 trigrams soul is burning.
A gift from someone else. Can this thing be given away? I don't believe it.
Believe or not? Hey, why don't you believe me? Tell me how and who sent it. Tsunade kept chattering. At this time, the reincarnation of third case cage came out of the coffin and knelt down on one knee towards Bai Yu.
See my lord, thank you Lord for giving me the opportunity to see the light of day again.
Hey. This kneeling made Bai Yu stunned. What the hell is my lord? Chat group leader? It seems reasonable, but do you want to give such a big gift? Master third generation? You and Bai Yu jun him? Luo Sha asked without knowing what was going on. The dignified third case cage, kneeling down to a child. No matter how strong Bai Yu is, it won't be enough, right? And it seems that these two people know each other?
Luasha, you don't know many things, so I'll make it short. My lord, Bai Yu, is the world master of the Pure Land world. He manifests in the world in order to save all sentient beings and lead the world of ninja. To come to eternal peace, I hope you will support his plan.
This rhetoric was something that third case cage had planned for a long time. Not to mention, it is really difficult for Sand Shinobi to accommodate and support an outsider. Yes, Bai Yu is confused again. Am I the lord of the Pure Land world? How come I don't know it myself? This third case cage is quite imaginative. Oh, Luo Sha frowned. Obviously, he didn't really believe what third generation said. Sir third generation, I'm not sure if it's you I'm talking to now. Luo Sha knows, the caster can manipulate the impure world reincarnation body. So he was suspicious and asked, Luo Sha, you weighed 7 pounds and 3 taels when you were born, and you still wet the bed until you were 12 years old. When you were 13 years old, you peeked at Aunt Matsushita next door while she was taking a shower, and you were beaten up by her husband. When you were 14 years old. Stop. I believe Mr. Third Generation, I believe you. Luo Sha had a black line on her forehead. I was so embarrassed that I wanted to find a crack in the ground and crawl in. Most people in Senagakure are unaware of these old scandals. If this is not the third case cage, who could it be? I didn't expect the dignified fourth case cage to peek at the old lady taking a bath. Tsunade looked disgusted and disgusted. Shizune also tightened the little pig in her arms, very alert.
Kara. What a shame. Rasa. Close black lens bracket. Uzumaki Kushina. Haha, it's just ignorance as a child, so don't worry too much about Garura. Close black lens bracket. Uchiha Izuna. This third case cage really knows how to make up some kind of world master of the Pure Land world.
Senju Tobirama. I think it's okay. This argument may be easier for Luo Sha to accept. If it was really about a chat group or something, I'd probably have to explain it to him for a long time. Close black lens bracket. Jinzhou. It seems that the group leader is not angry. Close black lens bracket. Silverhorn. That kid is very angry. The loser second Hokage has opposed the group leader many times before, and the group leader only banned him once. Close black lens bracket. Senju Tobirama. Bastard. Who are you calling a waste? Close black lens bracket. Jinzhou. You are a defeated general. What, are you not convinced? Close black lens bracket. The group was noisy as always. The bosses would quarrel if they disagreed.
Especially the Golden and Silver Horn brothers and second-generation enemies. Many people cannot understand the existence of my lord, and it is best not to let too many people know at this stage. Luo Sha, I have to bear the pressure from the village's top management.
Don't worry, third generation Sama, I am in Sand Shinobi, and I still have this authority. Luo Sha smiled. It's just rebels. Which village doesn't have a few rebels? The traitor from Ninja Village A defected to Ninja Village B. This is a very common thing. For example, the original Chunin of Konoha, Aoi Green, stole the Thunder God Sword of second generation, switched to Rain Shinobi Village, and became Rain Shinobi's Genin.
What's more, the current Bai Yu is not a rebellious ninja in Konoha in name only.
Rasa took the lead in accepting an outsider in the name of Shadow. What did the rest of San Shinobi say? Bai Yu even brought a meeting gift, the remains of the third case cage.
This sincerity alone is enough to shut up the senior management of San Shinobi.
Your Excellency Bai Yu, what kind of identity do you want in San Shinobi?
Luo Sha turned around and asked. Are you a special Genin, or an elder? As long as you speak, I will do my best to support you despite all opinions.
From this moment on, he no longer treats Bai Yu as a child. Even the honorific, Yu, is used, because his strength was recognized by Luo Sha. Luo Sha admired the great ideal country of peace. The most important, that is the powerful ruler of the Pure Land world.
He must be given the utmost respect. Just Genin. After a while, I will go to Konoha to take the Chunin exam as San Shinobi Genin.
Luo Sha. The wind and sand in San Shinobi are so strong. No wonder many people wear headscarves or even face coverings, for fear of damaging their skin. On the street, Bai Yu seemed to be wandering, but in fact he was choosing a location for his research. Luo Sha has promised that he can designate the entire Senagakure as a research institute as long as it is the land that Bai Yu wants. Maybe, it may also be a kind of culture and inheritance.
Unusually, Tsunade did not buy alcohol, but bought a bottle of soda on the roadside. While drinking, he asked, Kid, are you really the world master of the Pure Land?
She had wanted to ask this question just now. However, Luo Sha and Third Case Cage were also there at the time, so it was not convenient for her to speak. That's right. Bai Yu said. He has gained the abilities and combat experience of almost everyone in the Pure Land world. And can ban and kick people. In a sense, he is truly the master of the Pure Land. So, all of your abilities were obtained from deceased heroic spirits? Tsunade said. In other words, you know all the techniques mastered by all the deceased people in the ninja world? Almost. Holy shit. Tsunade cursed and the soda bottle in his hand was crushed unconsciously. This surprise is no small matter. All the ninjutsu mastered by all deceased people in the ninja world. This is simply horrible, so awesome. Shizun's expression was stunned with surprise. Jun. Sir Bai Yu, do you know 4th Hokage-sama's Rasengan? You mean this? Bai Yu raised his hand, and a chakra ball that gathered huge power, the Rasengan, appeared in his hand. You really can do everything. There's no need to call me sir, I'm not used to it, just call me the same as before.
Bai Yu smiled at Shizun. Little, Bai Yu, it seems that you and Third Case Cage have known each other for a long time. You are the master of the Pure Land world. Do you know my father, mother, and grandfather? That is, first Hokage and the others.
Now, even Tsunade, who has always been informal, no longer dares to call Bai Yu a brat or a brat. Hello Lord of the Pure Land. God knows if this guy has lived for hundreds of years, or has existed for thousands of years in 10,000 years. It's inappropriate to treat him as a child anymore. I know you. First generation asked me to bring you a message, Grandpa A gang misses you.
A gang, Tsunade shuddered. Apart from herself, very few people know this affectionate name.
This is definitely not something that a 12-year-old kid can know. Now, she completely believes that Bai Yu is the master of the Pure Land. Grandpa, I miss you too. With tears in her beautiful eyes, Tsunade said to Bai Yu. Bai Yu lifted her feet off the ground and reached out with her right hand to touch her head. Good granddaughter, Daddy misses you too. Don't look at me like that. Your grandfather asked me to do this.
Tsunade, is this bastard taking advantage of me? 030. Unfortunately I have no evidence. Bai Yu, can you communicate with my grandfather at any time?
Of course. Oh, by the way, you grandpa asked me to hug you for him. You can't refuse grandpa's love, right? Tsunade was hugged in a daze. Your mother asked me to kiss you on her behalf. This old man is full of deep love.
Tsunade felt something was wrong, but he didn't hide away and was kissed on the cheek.
Kato Dan asked me to take his place. Enough. Tsunade can't stand it any longer. Kato Dan shouldn't let Bai Yu marry him on his behalf, right? This is getting more and more outrageous. What are you in a hurry for? Bai Yu smiled and said, Kato Dan just asked me to tell you that he is very sorry for not being able to fulfill his agreement with you. I hope you will stop wasting your time for him and find a good man.
Just get married. Bai Yu did not take advantage of the situation.
What he just did was indeed the instructions of the seniors in the group. Why? The mention of Kato Dan aroused the troubles in Tsunade's heart, and she was extremely sad for a moment. He really said that? Well, he also said that Jiraiya is very affectionate towards you and is a good husband worthy of being entrusted to you for life. It's impossible for me and Jiraiya. Tsunade smiled bitterly. She understands Jiraiya's thoughts, but people in the ninja world have always been loyal. Once this heart moves, you will only love one person in your life. I can't hold anything else in my heart. Although there are exceptions, for example, Naruto first fell in love with little Sakura, but eventually married Hinata. Perhaps, this is because there are no absolutes in the world. But at least so far, Tsunade has no thoughts of falling in love, and has never loved anyone else except Kato Dan. Hey, where are you guys from? Why have I never seen you before? At this time, an evil voice sounded. Kankuro, Gaara, and Temari walked towards Bai Yu and others. This is Sanagakure, although Sanagakure is also within the Kingdom of Wind. But the meaning is different. In the Kingdom of Wind, there are a few strangers, outsiders, and perhaps no one will notice them. After all, there are countless people who travel, do business, wanderers, etc. But this is Sanagakure, new faces will be recognized immediately. This kid looks quite like a little boy. Temari looked at Bai Yu sideways, even though she was not much older than Bai Yu. Don't be presumptuous. Whoosh, a figure stood between the two groups. It was Gaara and others who were guided by Jonin Sensei, Sai. These are Sand Shinobi's most distinguished guests. 58, just broke one of your hands? So kind, 2 in 1? Sand Shinobi. Round table in the conference room. The body of the third generation Sama has been recaptured. It is really thanks to Princess Tsunade of Konoha. However, Cage, let the people of Konoha become ninjas of my Sand Shinobi. Is this really appropriate? Don't do this. If you destroy the friendship between Sand Shinobi and Konoha, then the gain outweighs the loss. The thing that puzzles me the most is Tsunade. She actually personally sent the villagers of Konoha to Sand Shinobi. This makes no sense at all. Cage, can you give us a reasonable explanation? Many people have raised questions. In this regard, Luo Sha just said lightly, there is nothing unreasonable. That kid Bai Yu is obsessed with scientific research and technology, and is committed to developing an armor that can help people fight. It is similar to the chakra armor in the Snow Kingdom, but as a child, I don't want my achievements to be taken away by the top management of Konoha. After Danzo and others learned about it, they began to murder Bai Yu. The child was forced to have no choice but to seek refuge in Sand Shinobi. It was just to ask for someone, an environment that can stabilize R&D. As for Tsunade, Luo Sha smiled and said, Tsunade has ignored the intrigues of Konoha's top brass for many years. Bai Yu is a junior she admires, so there is nothing wrong with her helping him. The words trailed off. Doubts rang out again. No, Tsunade's heart must be for Konoha. How could she hand over Bai Yu to Sand Shinobi? Doesn't this mean giving Sand Shinobi powerful weapons and equipment? That's right, even if Bai Yu only has a 1 in 10,000 chance of inventing the so-called armor, Tsunade should not, at least not let Bai Yu defect to other villages. This reason is simply untenable, Cage. No, Luo Sha shook his head repeatedly. It is tenable, because the condition for Bai Yu to join is that our Sand Shinobi senior management cannot interfere with his research. We only provide a research and development environment, and the reward is that when the armor is developed in the future, we will give it to him first. Our Sand Shinobi ninja trial. I still feel something is wrong. Feng Ying, this matter needs to be carefully considered. Snapped. Luo Sha slammed the table. Tiger eyes sweepskin. Let's just leave this matter without discussion. Bai Yu just borrowed a piece of land from our Sand Shinobi. They also sent the body of the third generation back. They are sincere and I have no reason to refuse. Luo Sha came to have a rare speech. Senior executives, look at me and I look at you. No one dares to offend Luo Sha. After all, he is the Wind Shadow. And the third generation, who was reincarnated by Impure World, is also on Luo Sha's team. Something that both generations of Cage have finalized. Who can change? In this way, Bai Yu has a new, legal identity in Sand Shinobi. Genin, I announce that starting today, Bai Yu will join our class, and in a few days, he will go to Konoha with you to take the Chunin exam. In the forest. Bucky said to Gaara and others, he doesn't know Bai Yu's true identity. He only knew Luo Sha's instructions. That is, Bai Yu must be given the greatest respect. Respect is the word, splitting stars is definitely not a big deal. Even if Bucky doesn't know what's going on, he knows that this new kid cannot really be treated as an ordinary person. What? Why does such a brat join our class without even taking the Genin exam? What qualifications does he have? Kankuro said with a look of displeasure. Is he Dad's illegitimate son? Otherwise, how could he have such great privileges? Temari snickered like a bad girl. Obviously, both of them have a great repulsion towards Bai Yu. Their 3-person team is composed of the biological children of the 4th Cage. And everyone's strength is above Chunin. Bai Yu suddenly parachuted down, it would be surprising if he could be convinced. What's more, he came from Konoha, the outer village. Okay, stop arguing. Gaara glanced at Bai Yu and said calmly. Whether you are qualified to join the class or not, it doesn't matter if Feng Ying says it, you have to use your strength to speak for itself. There was no trace of respect for Feng Ying's father in his words. Gaara, the filial son, lives up to his reputation. As soon as he finished speaking, a ball of sand floated out of the gourd behind him. The sand formed a huge palm and floated towards Bai Yu. Stop, Gaara. What are you doing? Bucky shouted with a glare. But he didn't stop it, because he also wanted to see Bai Yu's worth. No big deal, just take action at the critical moment, just make sure Bai Yu won't be hurt. Bai Yu, what do you say? Tsunade asked with interest. Shizune also grinned. He looked like he was watching a show. Gaara F. King told me to show mercy. Kara, group leader, please don't be angry. The child's character has become a bit extreme because of one tale. You don't remember the faults of others. Yes, Garura has some focus. Although Bai Yu has always shown a very gentle personality. But what if Gaara makes the group leader unhappy and the group leader casually crushes him to death like an ant? Kara. Lord Group Leader, I will devote all my abilities to you, please be merciful. Moment. Waves of mysteries flooded into Bai Yu's mind. Garora's strength, and even whether she is a ninja, are a mystery. But according to Rasa, the reason why the sand automatically protects Gaara is not Shukaku's power, but Gaara's remaining power. It can be seen from this that Garura has powerful abilities. He even has the ability to control sand. Drink. In the distance, Gaara drank softly. He was already murderous. Because of Yashimaru's lies, Gaara gradually transformed into an emotionless person, vowing to live only for herself and find pleasure in killing people.
Only killing, blood, and lost lives can make him feel the value of his existence. It's just an outsider. Just kill him. What can I do? Hands formed by sand covered Bai Yu's body. But as Gaara drank lightly, nothing happened. How can it be? Gaara frowned slightly. It shouldn't be.
Why did the sand suddenly get out of control? Rebellious teenagers have to pay some price to grow up. For your mother's sake, I will just cut off one of your arms. Bai Yu pointed at Gaara in the distance and fired out a transparent light beam as thick as a finger. Ah! With a scream, Gaara's entire right arm turned into ashes and disappeared. Asshole, what did you do? Tamari was furious, but her eyes shone with fear.
What is that power? Why didn't Gaara's automatic defense trigger?
Brother, are you okay? Kankuro was also anxious and quickly supported Gaara. A heart is beating wildly. An emotion called fear spreads in my heart.
In Kankuro's impression, Gaara is absolutely invincible at his age. But such an invincible younger brother is so vulnerable in front of Bai Yu.
Just now, it seems that I have provoked an incredible being.
As that, an application of dust escape. The well-informed Baki swallowed. Tsuchikage, who is known as the blood successor, has special skills. How could this boy do it?
Isn't he from Konoha? Bai Yu, you have gone too far. Baki gritted his teeth and said, Gaara is his subordinate. No matter how strong Bai Yu is, he will not allow him to hurt Gaara like this. Even if he knows he is defeated, Bai Yu will never be allowed to attack Gaara again. Ho! Blood? Hee. Gaara looked at his broken right arm and the blood that was constantly flowing, and let out a terrifying laugh. The face gradually becomes distorted and becomes crazy. Facing the powerful Bai Yu, he has no fear. Some are just endless excitement. If you can kill someone as powerful as Bai Yu, that will prove your existence even more, right? He desires to kill. Die. Let's all die, ha 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 ha. Gaara's laughter grew wilder. The left hand made a seal with one hand. No, it's technique. Stop him, Baki yelled in panic. Gaara was obviously jealous, knowing that he was no match for Bai Yu, so he simply wanted to release one-tail Shukaku. Kankuro and Tamari heard this and quickly stopped them. But it's still a step too late. Gaara's eyes were completely closed. At the same time, an evil and crazy laughter resounded throughout the world. Haha, I'm finally out. This time I'm going to kill you, Nani? As soon as Shukaku came out of Gaara's body, he saw a pair of scarlet eyes. That's the evil eye that all tailed beasts hate the most. Tailed beasts cannot be killed. To be precise, he can be resurrected after death. So no tailed beast is afraid of death, but those evil eyes are different.
Because of the feeling of being manipulated, I haven't grasped the pleasure of dying as much as I did last time.
Go back and fall asleep. No, evil brat, I'll kill you.
Shukaku let out an unwilling cry. Bai Yu, your Sharingan only has 3 Magatama, can you control the tailed beast?
Looking at Shukaku who was back in Gaara's body again, Tsunade asked in disbelief. Having the power of Senju Hashirama and Uchiha at the same time, it is not difficult for me to control 9 tails, Bai Yu said calmly. He just had 2 choices. One is to kill Shukaku, and the other is to control Shukaku. However, when I first came to San Shinobi, it seemed impolite to directly kill the Kazukage's son.
After all, if the tailed beast dies, Jinchuriki will die too.
Sharingan? Uchiha clan? Baki was shocked. Feng Ying seems to have recruited an incredible student for himself? Okay, we don't know each other since we haven't fought each other. I have something to do. See you later. Bai Yu waved his hand at Kankuro, turned and left.
Kazekage office. Luo Sha listened to Baki's report, and her frown gradually relaxed.
Have you just lost one of Gaara's hands? Mr. Bai Yu is so kind and generous, Luo Sha sighed. In his opinion, existences like Bai Yu are no different from gods.
Gaara, that failure, dared to offend the gods, but was only punished by losing an arm and did not die. What a blessing.
Baki. You call this generosity when you cripple a person's hand if they disagree with you? Master Feng Ying, Bai Yu is suspected of being able to escape from the dust, and possessing Sharingan.
This matter is kept confidential. Don't tell anyone. Don't ask more about Mr. Bai Yu's true identity.
Luo Sha said. You just need to remember that now. He is a member of your class, do you understand? My subordinate understands. Also, I don't want something like today to happen again. Uzumaki Mito. Tailed beasts have telepathy with each other and can communicate with each other. Did 9 tails not inform 1 tail of the existence of the group leader? How dare he threaten to kill the group leader? Close black lens bracket. As the first 9 tails Jinchuriki, Uzumaki Mito is a little confused.
In her opinion, Shukaku should know how terrifying Bai Yu is. Liao Nuo Jiao. Namikaze Minato. Mito Senpai, Yin 9 tails has reconciled with me a long time ago and has become a very good friend. It also knows that the chat group is closely related to the existence of Bai Yu, so it did not reveal it to any other tailed beasts. Close black lens bracket.
Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Mito. I see, that's good. Close black lens bracket. Uchiha Izuna. Bai Yu, now that Sand Shinobi has accepted you, when will you start making armor? I yearn for the ideal country you talk about. Close black lens bracket.
Bai Yu. After gaining the lifelong research experience of Fenghua Zhaoshui and other seniors, I have sent Shadow Clone to bring money to purchase the corresponding equipment and materials, but the Architectural Research Institute still needs to consume a certain amount of time.
I am afraid that the Chunin exam unable to proceed before 1. Jin Zhao. Isn't it just building a house? It's easy. You just ask first Hokage to give you the wood style. Isn't it easy to build a research institute? Once you have a house, it will be even easier to decorate it. Close black lens bracket. The words trailed off. Tip. Group member Senju Hashirama. Rewards the group leader's blood limit, wood style.
Senju Hashirama. Boy, now you also get wood style. We old guys have given everything we have. Come on, don't let us down. Close black lens bracket.
Open black lens bracket Bai Yu. Thank you Shodai. Close black lens bracket feeling the mysteries in his mind and the changes in his body. Bai Yu couldn't help but smile. Bai Yu. Why are you laughing? Tsunade on the side asked in confusion.
It's nothing, it's just that your grandfather gave wood style to me.
Wood style? Just, everyone in Tsunade is numb, slave. Damn the lord of the pure land, in his eyes, is wood style already, just. The research institute should be built here, as well as our residence. Bai Yu pointed at the endless desert in front of him. Followed by a clap of both hands. 59, Maiden Team, Angry Garuru, 2 in 1. Really, that bastard kid, his attack was too light and too heavy. A good arm was just gone. In front of the hospital bed, Tamari wiped away tears. For the younger brother Gaara, she was scared and distressed. He is indeed a scary guy, but when it comes to it, it's our fault that we are too blind to recognize him. What's more, Gaara was the first to have murderous intentions towards others. Kankuro sighed. Can't help but recall the previous scene. If Bai Yu was just an ordinary kid, Gaara would have killed him long ago, right? In comparison, they just broke one of Gaara's arms, so what does that mean? Hey, where are you from? Tamari gritted her teeth and glared at Kankuro.
The elder sister loves her younger brother the most. Even if she knew what Kankuro said was the truth, she still couldn't accept it.
It doesn't matter which class one belonged to. Let's think about how to get along with Bai Yu next. You know, we are members of the same class now.
After Kankuro finished speaking, the room fell into silence. Yes, I'm going to be in the same class as that scary guy.
Tamari looked at her arms subconsciously. I shuddered inside. From now on. You have to be careful what you say, so as not to offend Bai Yu. In anger, he will cut off his own arm.
I'm thirsty. At this time, Gaara, who was lying on the hospital bed, spoke.
First he broke an arm and was seriously injured. Then he summoned Shukaku, which made him even more depleted and weak. What? Okay, I'll get you some water right now. Tamari glanced at Gaara in surprise. The younger brother who has always been proud. How dare you ask for water? In the past, this was simply unbelievable. Maybe the addition of that guy Bai Yu isn't such a bad thing. Gaara has sand to protect her body and Shukaku is with her. She is usually very arrogant, but she does have the capital to be arrogant. But
Bai Yu, who seemed to fall from the sky, crushed Gaara hard. From Temari's point of view, Gaara's arrogance has been suppressed and she seems to have become a bit like a normal person. Dong dong dong. At this moment, there was a knock on the door.
Enter. Hello everyone, I'm here from 467 to send a message to Gaara for Bai Yu. Shizune hugged the little pig and smiled at everyone. Mr. Bai Yu said, for Feng Ying's sake, you can sleep peacefully in the future. With him around, one tail doesn't dare to come out. What's that word called? Yes, blindly. This is a good thing. Tamari was overjoyed and grabbed Gaara's left arm excitedly. Did you hear that, brother? You can sleep now. Gaara's violent temper is also closely related to her chronic insomnia. It's not called insomnia for him, not sleeping at all. Great, please thank Bai Yu for me. Konkuro said to Shizune. Gaara did not speak, just frowned slightly. I don't know what I'm thinking about. After a long while, he said, I want to take a nap, you all go ahead.
Okay, brother, have a good rest. Konkuro and Temari looked at each other and saw the relief in each other's eyes.
Outside the hospital. Konkuro, do you think we should go and thank Bai Yu properly? Hey, who called me a bastard just now? You bastard, Temari glared at him and then sighed. If I read it correctly, Bai Yu's eyes are the legendary Sharingan, right? And he can also control one tail. With him here, maybe Gaara can really become a normal child in the future. It's difficult. Konkuro also sighed. Gaara's murderous intention is too serious, and he has killed too many innocent people. Even if he really wakes up one day, he will feel guilty for the rest of his life, right? That's better than being a beast all your life. 2. Bai Yu is new here. Let's go get some specialties from the Kingdom of Wind. Let's have a drink together in the evening. It's both a thank you and an apology. After all, our attitude towards him just now wasn't very good. Good. In front of the institute, Tsunade looked at the building made with wood style and sighed. Grandpa's wood style. I haven't seen it in many years. How many years? It's not like that, right? Bai Yu said. Don't tell me that you don't know Konoha's Yamato Jonin. He can also use wood style, although it is a weakened version. Asshole. I can't bear to be sad for the spring and autumn. Tsunade rolled his eyes at Bai Yu. Okay, your grandpa said that he was so moved that he cried after hearing what you said. He really wants to hug you again. Hey, I really can't do anything to him, so just treat him as giving me wood. Thank you style. What are you doing? Don't touch me, you bastard. Tsunade was hugged again reluctantly. Kanekaku. Ha 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 ha. If I can get wood style, I would even give Tsunade a hug. Close black lens bracket. Ginkaku. Big brother said it right. If you let me have the power to be invincible in the ninja world, I will be happy even if I live for 100 more years. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Senju Tobirama. 2 idiots. Close black lens bracket, Uchiha Izuna. Haha, first generation. Do you think your granddaughter and Bai Yu can develop feelings for each other just by hugging each other? Close black lens bracket. Senju Hashirama. How is it possible? Gang is old enough to be Bai Yu's grandmother. Close black lens bracket.
Ghost Lantern Wanyu. If the group leader can achieve immortality, is the age difference of several dozen years still considered? Close black lens bracket.
Uzumaki Kushina. Immortality. I have never really thought about this question. Who else in this world can live forever except the legendary sage of 6 paths? Close black lens bracket. Uchiha Makoto. If it is Bai Yu, I think it is still possible. After all, he is the group leader of this mysterious chat group. Close black lens bracket. Senju Hashirama. If that boy Bai Yu can really live forever, there is nothing wrong with him being together with a gang. At least I like this boy and I feel good about him. Close black lens bracket.
Opening square bracket comma closing square bracket. Hey, you bastard, what are you laughing at? It's my grandpa, what did they say?
Tsunade looked at Bai Yu suspiciously. He always felt that that smile was malicious. Nothing, it's just that your grandfather said that maybe we can be together in the future. What? Ridiculous. Tsunade frowned. There is no such thing as shyness. She is several decades old, how can she be so shy? I think it's ridiculous too. Bai Yu said sternly. You are an old woman who is several dozen years old, and I am only about 10 years old. How can you be worthy of me? Isn't it the old grass eating the young cow? Tsunade. My feet hurt, ouch, my feet. Tsunade rubbed his bleeding feet and looked angrily at the bone spur protruding from Bai Yu's chest. Dead bone pulse. Yes, except for Kimimaro, the descendants of the extinct Churu Yoruichi clan.
When Bai Yu had not decided which ninja village to go to, the Wei Yoruichi clan also stood up.
It's not for the sake of reviving the clan. Everything is destroyed, isn't Shaw? This group of fighting lunatics just want the world to remain in chaos and make Bai Yu stronger so that they can watch him fight even more crazily. Next time you do something, think about whether you can beat me. Bah. I don't know how to pity my beauty. Come on grandma, you are already dozens of years old. Stop making fun of your age. Are you, the Pure Land Eye, really only 12 years old? You are fooling the devil. I'm not fooling the ghost, I'm just fooling the old woman. Damn it. I'll fight you. Evening. A bunch of Sand Shinobi staff in the Research Institute are busy, BCEA. Leave professional matters to professionals. Therefore, Bai Yu handed over the renovation project to Sand Shinobi. Didn't worry. Senju Hashirama's wood style? It's really shocking. Looking at the Research Institute that appeared out of thin air in the village, 4th Kazekage sighed repeatedly. After all, he is the blood successor of the ninja god who has ruled for an entire era. Luo Sha also felt honored to see it with her own eyes. Snapped. Just as he was sighing, Bai Yu raised his hand and slapped him. Jun Bai Yu, you? Luo Sha was blinded. Don't get me wrong, it was your wife Gaara who asked me to help beat you. She said you didn't take good care of Gaara, which is why he became like this. Luosha. Ahem, Mr. Bai Yu, There is still a week left before the Chunin exam, but we have to leave in 3 days because we still have to rush. After all, Gaara and the others don't have the Flying Thunder God technique like you. Luo Sha changed the topic. Okay, let's set off together then. Bai Yu knew that Feng Ying would be intercepted and killed by Orochimaru on the way. If we go together, we can save his life. Okay, Tamari, Kankuro, why are you two here? While I was talking, Tamari was seen carrying some fresh dishes in her hands, and Kankuro was walking towards them with wine. I'm sorry, Mr. Bai Yu. I hope you can forgive us for our previous recklessness. Kankuro bowed to Bai Yu. Tamari also said, Thank you Mr. Bai Yu, this is the first time in his life that my brother sleeps so soundly. One apologized and the other thanked. Seeing this, Luo Sha was very satisfied. It's a trivial matter. It's not worth mentioning. Didn't I tell you that you won't get to know each other without fighting? Bai Yu smiled freely. At the dinner party, Luo Sha specially invited a team of dancers from outside the village. Dance for fun. The village is full of ordinary people and ninjas, doing serious business. Where can we find something as luxurious as the Dancing Queen? But it is not difficult to see the importance he attaches to Bai Yu. Sitting on the huge dining table were not only Bai Yu, Luo Sha and others, but also Sand Shinobi's senior executives. Even a Jonin like Baki is not qualified to sit in this drinking party. Kankuro and Tamari even toasted 3 glasses of wine and then stepped aside. They don't deserve to sit here either. While they were drinking and drinking, the senior executives of Sand Shinobi were also constantly making insinuations to find out some information about Bai Yu. No useful information was obtained. But the research institute that appeared out of thin air cannot be hidden from anyone. Many people have guessed that it was generated by wood style, but there is not enough evidence to make a conclusion. Moreover, their guess is that the person with wood style is not Bai Yu, but Tsunade. Because as the granddaughter of Senju Hashirama, it is reasonable to awaken wood style. A long while, it's almost time to eat and drink. Luo Sha then approached Bai Yu, pointed at the dancing dancer and said with a smile, Your Excellency Bai Yu, is there a woman you like? These people have undergone special training since childhood, but they are guaranteed to be perfect. What a feeling. Your Excellency Feng Ying, it seems that you understand very well. That's not. No, Luo Sha's expression changed, and she shook her head crazily. I just heard it from hearsay. Ah.
Luo Sha screamed, feeling pain in her ribs as if she had been hit by a Rasengan.
Your wife asked me to pinch her, Bai Yu said calmly. Misunderstanding. It's definitely a misunderstanding, Garuru. Master Cage, what's wrong with you? The senior management of Sand Shinobi looked at him doubtfully. What happened to Luo Sha? Bai Yu and Princess Tsunade are all here. Why is Luo Sha so rude and making such a fuss over there? It's okay, let's keep drinking late at night. Bai Yu and Tsunade sat side by side above the research institute, looking at the moon.
The moon is very full today. Kid, do you regret it?
Tsunade called Bai Yu a kid again. FK Grandma, the Lord of the Pure Land. Make my mother angry all day long. Don't worry about him, let's get over your addiction first. What do you regret? I regret rejecting Feng Ying's kindness. I think those dancing girls are very charming. Tsunade joked. She is indeed more enchanting and more youthful and beautiful than you. Asshole. Nothing good comes out of your mouth. I'm just stating the facts. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Okay, bye. Whoosh. With a flash of light, Bai Yu activated Flying Thunder God and disappeared out of thin air. This bastard. Tsunade was so angry that his teeth itched.
Tsunade-sama, where is Bai Yu-kun? Shizune carried the piggy up to the roof, as if he wanted to find something for him.
I don't know, that brat used Flying Thunder God and left, who knows where he went. Oh. Shizune thought for a moment and said, Mr. Bai Yu may have gone to find Red Sand Scorpion and the others to check the progress of the mission. Looking for a scorpion? Where can I find it here? Shizune smiled and said, Mr. Bai Yu is a very cautious person. The Red Sand Scorpion agrees with the ideal country, but Deidara doesn't know the existence of that plan yet, and it is very likely that he will follow suit.
Time to escape. I believe that with Mr. Bai Yu's caution and wisdom, he has thought of this a long time ago. When Deidara was controlled by Sharingan, I personally saw Mr. Bai Yu's hand and pressed his back.
The back should be the mark of Flying Thunder God that was planted at that time. 60. Chunin Examination. Konoha's Leather Bag Company, 2 in 1. Senior Shie, I think we should run away. That brat Bai Yu just has a pair of Sharingan, and he is definitely not comparable to Zero. On the mount, Deidara chattered endlessly, but Scorpion seemed to be asleep and ignored him at all. Shie knew that if Deidara wanted to run away, he could do so when Bai Yu asked him to find the most evil person. Now that I'm back, I won't leave easily again. Senior, why don't you speak? Are you thinking about it? Or are you still struggling, from what I see? Shut up. Shie drank in a dull voice. If you dare to make any noise again, I will put you to sleep forever. Well, don't be so angry. Now, let's cool down with a shot of ice escape. Deidara grinned, raised the armor covering his right hand, and large chunks of icicles fell on Scorpion's Fei Luhu. That was the loot captured by the two men. The current king of the land of snow, the chakra armor of the storm. The fighting power of Feng Hua Furuo is not low, but how can he be the opponent of two cage-level experts? Asshole. Scorpion cursed. Just as he was about to have an attack, he saw a flash of light in the dark night. You two had a great time. Bye. Bai Yu? Deidara was startled and screamed. When did you come here? Flying Thunder God technique? Fei Luhu turned to Bai Yu's direction. Since the death of Namikaze Minato, no one in the ninja world has mastered this technique. This is not because Sarutobi Hiruzen is hiding anything. He believed in Konoha's wolf fire, including the techniques in the Forbidden Technique book. As long as there were ninjas who were talented and could learn it, Sarutobi Hiruzen wouldn't mind having a powerful fighter in the village. But the problem is, no one can learn it, especially space-based ninjutsu like Flying Thunder God requires too much talent and understanding. It seems that the task is almost completed. When Bai Yu reached out his hand, Deidara was very understanding, but still reluctantly handed over the chakra armor. He hasn't had enough fun yet. Feng Hua Furious Waves is dead, and the Snow Kingdom is leaderless. Deidara and I are preparing to build momentum for Feng Hua Xiaoshui, hold high the banner of the princess, and ascend to the throne in good faith. Very good. Bai Yu nodded with satisfaction. Shia's calm and sophisticated behavior suited him very well. Where are the related equipment used by Snow Country to develop chakra armor? It's all here. Fei Luhu handed a scroll to Bai Yu's hand. Well, when I go back and improve it, I can use it directly. Okay, you can continue your work. With that said, Bai Yu was about to leave. Hey, boss, after finishing this job, where will Senior Scorpion and I go? Should we go directly to Sand Shinobi to find you? When it comes to Sand Shinobi, Xie feels somewhat repelled, but if it is Bai Yu's order, then he will not disobey it. When Feng Hua Xiaoshui is successfully resurrected, you can move freely and be on call at any time. Then, what if the old boss wants to cause trouble for us? You may not know that he. Then tell Nagato, the leader you call Zero, to give up his stupid plan, otherwise I don't mind sending him to the Pure Land world to reunite with Yahiko. With a flash of light, the white plane disappeared. Wow. Senior Scorpion, did you see that our new boss is very hockey, and he seems to know Rei, and he doesn't take him seriously at all. Ninjas are also strong-willed, and Deidara is no exception. Bai Yu's strong aura and confidence really made him feel at ease. Is the new boss better than the old boss? This wave is stable. Time flies by like a white horse. For 3 days, Bai Yu was immersed in the research institute.
No one is allowed to interrupt. During this period, he did not conduct research on armor, but only improve the equipment in the Kingdom of Snow to facilitate better future work.
The 4th day. Sanagakure Head, Kankuro, Tamari, Gara, Baki, Rasa, Tsunade Shizune, etc. are all in place. Just waiting for Bai Yu's arrival, we set off. Tsunade-sama, are you planning to return to Konoha directly? Shizune asked curiously. Although she knew Bai Yu's plan, of course not. Tsunade flipped up his hair, smiled and said, that brat Bai Yu wants to take the Chunin exam, so I'll play with him too. By the way, I can test how much the juniors in Konoha are now. Bang. With both hands forming seals, white mist rises. The mature Tsunade has transformed into a young and energetic girl. Put your hands together on your head. That is the symbol of the Sand Shinobi Ninja. Tsunade-sama, you really have a childlike innocence. Shizune smiled bitterly. Lord Bai Yu has suffered unfair treatment from Konoha, so it's okay if he wants to take revenge. You are Princess Tsunade of Konoha. Is it really appropriate to bully the children of Konoha as a ninja from another village?
But she could only complain about this in her heart, she didn't dare to say it out loud.
Gara, has there been any trouble at One Tail these days? Tamari looked at her brother. Due to the loss of one arm, Gara can no longer hold her arms as habitually as before. He could only put his remaining left hand into his trouser pocket. No, a rare smile appeared on Gara's face. I've been sleeping well these past few days. Bai Yu's pupil power is too powerful. I'm afraid that One Tail is still under his Sharingan control. He was severely suppressed by his peers. One Tail, who thought he was invincible, was easily controlled. A broken arm. Had a good sleep for a few days. All of this combined has really transformed Gara. At least, he hasn't laughed for many years, except for cruel sneers and wild laughter. As long as I sleep well, I feel relieved. It's all thanks to Mr. Bai Yu. Tamari sighed. Tamari also asked his father about this mysterious strong kid many times, but Fourth Kazekage kept a strict tone and did not reveal anything. It's just that I often have nightmares about the innocent people I killed. Gara's expression was very complicated. He had killed many people, or in other words, every ninja's hands were stained with blood. But Gara is different. In addition to performing tasks, he also kills innocent people. The merits and demerits cannot be offset. Just spend the rest of your life repenting and apologizing. Let's go. With a gust of wind blowing, Bai Yu appeared in front of everyone. He was wearing a smart yet slightly lazy black loose martial arts uniform. There was also a samurai sword slung around his waist. The hair is draped on both shoulders wantonly, looking very casual. So handsome. Tamari whispered. Don't be too fanciful. You are not worthy of Mr. Bai Yu's Tamari. Give up your fantasies as soon as possible. Fourth Cage poured cold water on his daughter in a very embarrassing manner. Father, what are you talking about? I didn't think about those things. Tamari curled her lips and rolled her eyes. But I also feel from the bottom of my heart that I really am not worthy of a person like Bai Yu, right? Even if she is Feng Ying's daughter. Kid, you are dressed very naughty today. Tsunade, who had transformed into a girl, put her arms around Bai Yu's shoulders with a wicked smile, acting like a big sister. Thank you, you are very sexy too. Tsunade. Damn it, you bastard. Konoha. Hokage office building. Hiruzen, the spy I planted in San Shinobi sent back information, and it has been confirmed that Bai Yu has joined San Shinobi, and Tsunade is also in San Shinobi, and he is Bai Yu's friend. Danzo said with a solemn expression. Tsunade? Sarutobi Hiruzen frowned. Maybe she was just passing by and was very interested in that little guy Bai Yu, so she stayed at San Shinobi for a while. He never doubted Tsunade's loyalty to Konoha, although Tsunade hasn't contacted Konoha for decades. But that's the first Hokage's granddaughter after all. This cannot be denied. So soon, Sarutobi Hiruzen's attention moved away from Tsunade. Kakashi, how did you do what I told you? Hearing this, Kakashi nodded. The third generation has been arranged, and I sent some powerful Jonin to remote places to establish several small ninja villages. If Bai Yu really comes to take the Chunin exam, then it will be those Jonin he will face. Kakashi took what Bai Yu said before leaving to heart, and believed that there was a high probability that he would take the Chunin exam as a foreign village genin. Konoha's face cannot be thrown away easily, therefore, he got some Jonin and set up several leather companies with legal status. Just in case, to snipe Bai Yu, who gave Bai Yu the powerful combat power of elite Chunin. Draw lots. In the final analysis, Konoha doesn't have the final say on this kind of thing? Okay. Are the people who arrange the arrangements reliable? They won't reveal their secrets, right? If they reveal their flaws, then Konoha's face will be completely lost. Don't worry, third generation Sama. All of them are Jonin who have experienced many battles, and there are even elite Jonin. There won't be any problems. Kakashi assured, patting his chest. Well, Kakashi, I always feel at ease when you do things. After walking out of the Hokage office building, Kakashi looked up at Konoha's hazy sky. Please give me flowers, I felt very uncomfortable. At the corner, Sasuke was looking at him with his hands in his pockets, obviously he had been waiting for a long time. Sasuke. Kakashi glanced at him and smiled bitterly. Be mentally prepared, you are likely to encounter Bai Yu during the Chunin exam. What I wish for. Sasuke's eyes burned with fighting intent. He has long been eager to have another battle with Bai Yu. How is Sharingan going? Kakashi asked. Sasuke hasn't practiced ninjutsu or taijutsu these days, because it's difficult to achieve huge improvements in a short period of time. The only thing he did, just keep getting familiar with the use of Sharingan. This is indeed the right choice. For Sasuke, this is the best way to increase combat effectiveness in a short period of time. I can already completely control these eyes. Sasuke raised his chin slightly and said confidently. Hey, your tone is quite good. After smiling, Kakashi sighed. Are you worried about Naruto? Sasuke asked. Well, Naruto doesn't know the truth yet. He doesn't know what will happen when he knows that his former friend has become an enemy. Kakashi had a headache. First, it was because he was afraid that Naruto would be sad. Secondly, Naruto is Nine Tails Jinchuriki. If the mood swings were too great and caused Nine Tails to go berserk, that would not be what he wanted to see. Let nature take its course. Everyone's path is different, no one has the right to judge. Whichever path is chosen is absolutely correct, and maybe this is an opportunity for Naruto to grow, whether it is good or bad, we don't know. Haha, I don't see that you still have the talent for preaching. Who among us is the teacher? Kakashi joked with a smile. Not to mention, Sasuke's words made Kakashi feel a lot more comfortable. In fact, he didn't think Bai Yu's decision was wrong, but they had different positions and had no choice. Kakashi has never regarded Bai Yu as an enemy or a bad person. Even now, in a valley, three men stood in the shape of a cross, looking into the distance. Master Orochimaru, the Cage will not act alone. He will be accompanied by at least one Jonin. We think it will not be difficult to defeat him here, but we want to do it quickly. I'm afraid it's a bit difficult. A ray of light flashed through the lens. Yakushi Kabuto pushed up the frames of his glasses. Orochimaru, Kimimaro, and Yakushi Kabuto are preparing to intercept the fourth Cage. This lineup is more than enough to kill a Cage. But it will also take a lot of time, and it may attract the attention of Konoha and San Shinobi village. Don't worry, Kabuto. Orochimaru licked his lips and smiled. We have other assistants. Orochimaru quickly formed seals with his hands, two coffins rise from the ground. When the coffin lid was opened, there were first Hokage Senju Hashirama and second Hokage Senju Tobirama inside. Puff. Puff. Two kunai with talismans were inserted into the backs of the two Hokage's heads by Orochimaru immediately. Control spell. Yes, because the snake immediately erased the autonomous consciousness of the two Hokages. This prevents the second generation, which also masters impure world reincarnation, from breaking free from the shackles of this technique. The additional sacrifice used was only Genin, which was completely unable to bring out the peak combat power of the two Hokages. In this way, there is no need to worry about the impure world reincarnation body getting out of control. Orochimaru kills the fourth case cage, which is not introduced in detail in the original book. However, through clues, it can still be concluded that Orochimaru used reanimation jutsu when he was here. It can be inferred from the first words of Luo Sha after being reincarnated during the Ninja World War. During the Ninja World War, Rasa was resurrected together with cage-level characters from other villages. At that time, both Mizukage and Tsuchikage speculated that second Hokage Senju Tobirama summoned them. After all, impure world reincarnation was invented by Tobirama. Only fourth case cage Rasa put forward a different view. He believed that someone else resurrected them. You know, the only people in the entire ninja world who can use impure world reincarnation are Tobirama, Orochimaru and Yakushi Kabuto. When the fourth case cage was alive, Kabuto was still a little-known doctor, and I believe Rasa didn't know he existed. Then, there is someone else that Rasa is talking about, and he should be referring to Orochimaru. This means that when Rasa fought Orochimaru, she saw him use impure world reincarnation. In addition, what I just said in my pocket can better prove this point. After all, Rasa is cage level. Killing him is easy, but killing him instantly is difficult. In order not to attract Konoha's attention, Orochimaru, Yakushi Kabuto, Kimimaro, and the reincarnation of the second generation were gathered together to use thunder. It is very reasonable for Ting's force to instantly kill Feng Ying. 61. I won't tell you my identity. 2 in 1, Father, didn't you say before that I and Konkuro and the others would go first, and you would go later? On the way, Tamari asked casually. It was Mr. Bai Yu who asked us to act together, so we changed the plan, Luo Sha said. Profound. Tamari nodded and looked curiously at the mysterious figure in front of him. My father seems to be following this plan for Mr. Bai Yu. There was even a vague feeling of following his lead. Hey, you don't really like Bai Yu, do you? Konkuro approached Tamari and whispered. The sudden joking made Tamari's little face blush, and she spat. FKU, how could I fall in love with a kid who is younger than me?
You don't mean what you say, Gaara said calmly.
Hey, why do you even say that? Okay, stop arguing and hurry up. A group of people stayed at night and came out by day. They were all ninjas and moved very fast. In 2 days, we arrived in the land of fire, murderous. Luo Sha looked towards the valley in the distance. This place was very deserted and there was no pedestrian at all, but his many years of ninja experience told him that there was probably an ambush hidden here. Wow, as soon as he finished speaking, the surrounding ground suddenly cracked and strong trees broke out of the ground, instantly surrounding Luo Sha and the others. At the same time, dozens of huge water waves fell from the sky. Bang! The moment the water splashed, a ninja covered in bone spurs charged towards the fourth case cage with a bone sword. Suffer death. A cold laugh sounded behind Luo Sha, and Orochimaru's grass pheasant sword had already touched his post. 953, heart. All this happened in a flash of lightning. Konkuro and others had no time to react. In extremely critical moments, protective shields composed of wood style enveloped everyone. We meet again, Orochimaru. Bai Yu's voice echoed around. Suspicious vertical pupils suddenly looked towards the east.
I saw Bai Yu standing behind the reincarnations of Senju Hashirama and Tobirama.
The next second, the reincarnated body was shattered. Lying on the ground were 2 unfamiliar faces. Reanimation jutsu, cracked. I really didn't expect it, Mr. Bai Yu, that you could give me such a big surprise when you appeared again. A rare fear appeared on Orochimaru's face. He never thought that Bai Yu actually knew how to crack impure world reincarnation.
Impure world reincarnation is a very difficult technique.
But if you want to crack it, there are at least 10 ways. 1. Seal the body of the reincarnated person. This is the most commonly used method, and it was also used by Bai Yu just now. Defeat the reincarnated person first and seal it during its recovery. 2. The reincarnated person relies on his own willpower and obsession to relieve himself, such as the Red Sand Scorpion in the original work, and Sai's brother Shin. But this cannot be achieved, because the moment the 2 Hokages were reincarnated, Orochimaru erased their consciousness. 3. Fight for body control through illusion coverage. For example, Itachi got rid of control through distinguished heavenly gods. 4. Use strong strength to break free from control. In the original book, Orochimaru summoned all generations of Hokages.
The first generation and second generation at that time were closest to their original strength, especially Senju Hashirama, who could completely escape Orochimaru's control.
This was already a complete crushing in terms of strength. 5. Directly resurrected by the reincarnated person. During the Great Ninja World War, Uchiha Madara was resurrected directly through the art of Rinne Tensai in the reincarnated state. 6. Rely on outside help. In the original work, Orochimaru was still dreaming in infinite Tsukuyomi, and the reincarnation technique of the past Hokages was cracked because Sage of Six Paths helped. 7. The operator is relieved. Although this is nonsense, it is also a way to relieve it. 8. Directly reverse the seal to get rid of the control of the caster. Sealing the soul of the reincarnated person. Sarutobi Hiruzen used Ghoul Seal to break it. 10. Directly destroy the body of the reincarnated person. This is not easy to do, because if you want to completely destroy it, you need to have the special ability of Yin-Yang Dun, which means that you need to have the power of 6 paths. The body shattered by Yin-Yang Dun cannot be restored. Senju Hashirama. Orochimaru, that bastard, actually reincarnated me in Tobirama. Fortunately, Bai Yu is here. Otherwise the 4th cage would be in danger. Close black lens bracket. Senju Tobirama. Does Orochimaru have any hidden secret behind killing the 4th cage at this time? Close black lens bracket. Uchiha Izuna. Bai Yu, this Orochimaru is simply not a good person, just kill him. Close black lens bracket. Uzumaki Kushina. The Chunin exam is coming soon. Orochimaru intercepted the cage at this time and place. Does he want to pretend to be the cage and go to Konoha, and then take the opportunity to cause wanton destruction? Close black lens bracket. Sarutobi Lake Biwa. This possibility cannot be ruled out. Close black lens bracket. People in the group started speculating all over the place. There is strength in numbers. It wasn't just these well-known ninjas who spoke, many unknown people were also speculating. After brainstorming, all possible motives of Orochimaru were guessed. But no one could really tell what Orochimaru was thinking. You can even learn wood style. I'm really becoming more and more interested in you. Orochimaru stared at Bai Yu closely. At first, when he first met him in the Land of Waves, he thought he was an interesting kid. Who knew that Bai Yu could hide so deeply? I am also very interested in you, so come here and become my subordinate. The Scarlet 3 Tomo Sharingan turned slowly. Orochimaru instantly fell into a fantasy. His biggest weakness is his weak mental strength. With the power of Senju Hashirama and Uchiha, Bai Yu can control even-tailed beasts. Controlling an Orochimaru couldn't be easier. Orochimaru-sama. Seeing that Orochimaru had been hit, Kimimaro's mood instantly became unstable. All the bones in the body broke out, forming the strongest shield, and rushed towards Bai Yu. Goodbye, poor little fellow. The moment the Sharingan turned, Kimimaro's thinking paused briefly. The next second, Bai Yu stretched out his hands, and with the jet of a huge transparent light pillar, Kimimaro turned into dust. Kimimaro is seriously ill and will soon die, and loyal to Orochimaru. Bai Yu has no intention of recruiting such short-lived subordinates. His dead bone pulse is extremely strong, but no matter how strong the defense is, it can't stop him from escaping. What a horrible little kid. Tsunade sighed. She has not forgotten the previous scene where her feet were pierced by Bai Yu dead bone pulse. But Kimimaro, who had the same blood inheritance, was killed by Bai Yu with one blow. Gouda. Gaara swallowed subconsciously. He couldn't help but look at the empty sleeve of his right arm. Obviously, Bai Yu showed mercy before. Otherwise, he would not just lose an arm. As expected of the Lord of the Pure Land, in a blink of an eye, he protected his companions, sealed the impure world reincarnation, and defeated Orochimaru and his powerful subordinates. Luo Sha was shocked. The situation just now, if Bai Yu hadn't been with him. He was probably killed by the thunderous force before he could even react, right? Thinking of this, can't help but feel a little scared. I surrender, I surrender. The only remaining member of the assassination team, Yakushi Kabuto, quickly knelt on the ground without any dignity, raised his hands above his head, and said to Bai Yu with a smile. You are an excellent spy, but unfortunately, you are of no value to me. Sharingan control. Dust escapes and kills. Yakushi Kabuto, who couldn't find himself, died directly. It's that simple. It would be a ridiculous joke if Bai Yu, who has many abilities, still needs to fight with them. Keep on going. Bai Yu took the lead and continued to walk at the front. You are really decisive in killing. Temari's eyes flashed with admiration. Konoha village entrance. Senior guy, are you really going to do that later? A childlike person said. Another man with long hair and tattoos on his arms nodded. Master 3rd Generation has ordered that if Bai Yu really joins Sunagakure and takes the exam as a Sand Shinobi ninja, then we will give him a show of force. Of course this person is Guy pretending to be. It's not like Guy doesn't even know the transformation technique. The one who doesn't know any ninjutsu is Xiao Li. Look, they're coming. Guy looked into the distance, with a hint of disappointment on his face. He took Sand Shinobi's forehead protector. That kid actually joined Sand Shinobi. Sighed. After Bai Yu and others approached, Might Guy shouted. Hey, that little devil, why didn't you say hello to me? Do you think you don't take me seriously? Who are you? Why should I say hello to you? Bai Yu glanced at him. Then he looked at the forehead protector logo on his head. The sign was very unfamiliar. Bai Yu has never seen it in his past life or this life. Speak politely. Temari took a step forward and glared. Which ninja village are you from? Hearing this, Might Guy sneered. Why should I tell you? With that said, he jumped up and launched an attack towards Bai Yu. Leaf strong whirlwind. Corner. Kakashi covered his forehead. Black lines all over my face. Guy, what's the difference between self-reporting? I'm confused, I shouldn't believe him. Wasn't this Tama exposed in an instant? Bang. Might Guy's leg stopped in front of Bai Yu's head, and was blocked by a shield made of placer gold. I-san Shinobi came all the way. Is this your way of hospitality in Konoha? Fourth Casegage said coldly. He still couldn't tell that the person in front of him was clearly Konoha Jonin pretending to be one. And not just any Jonin, because the placer gold shield was completely shattered after receiving that attack. Huh, misunderstanding, it's all misunderstanding. At this time, Kakashi came out from the corner. He glared at Might Guy fiercely. Guy, you are already several decades old, why do you still imitate children's pranks? How can you hide this clumsy transformation technique from the Casegage-sama? After saying that, Kakashi turned to look at Luosha. I'm sorry, Casegage-sama, Guy is a child at heart and his mental age cannot keep up with his physical age, he was just joking with you. It doesn't matter. Luosha chuckled. The blue beast of Konoha? If it's him, that's understandable. Guy's name has been spread throughout the ninja world for a long time. It is 8 inner gates after all, one of the masters. Many people know that this is a stupid young man with a childlike innocence, so it is not surprising that he can do such a thing. Ahem, ha 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 ha, yes, I was just kidding Mr. Feng Ying. After Guy laughed awkwardly, he quickly left the scene in despair. He also knew that today was a mess, but I just can't help it. When hitting someone, I always feel there is something wrong if I don't call out the name of the move. It's a decades-old problem and it's really not easy to correct. Bai Yu, long time no see. Kakashi greeted Bai Yu. Long time no see, Senior Kakashi, if I'm not mistaken, Sleepy Leaf has prepared a lot of jokes, like Senior Guy, right? Bai Yu pointed him out directly. Kakashi could only laugh when he heard this. He knew that his former subordinate must have guessed something if he knew something. What's the point of explaining it again? 2.1, Bai Yu, let's catch up with old times later. Lord Fengying, 3rd Hokage has been waiting in the office building for a long time. Come with me. 1. Good. Said. Kakashi led Rasa to the Hokage office building, but gave Tsunade a confused look before leaving. Do not know why, he always felt that the girl wearing the San Shinobi forehead protector gave him a strong sense of oppression. It's been a long time since I've been back to this place. Tsunade looked around and said to Bai Yu, why don't you go see your old acquaintances? Of course I want to see it. Bai Yu smiled and said, let's go and eat some Konoha specialty, Ichiraku ramen. There is an old acquaintance of mine there. Old acquaintance? Tsunade joked, I think it's my little lover, Miss Iris, right? Mr. Bai Yu, has someone you like? Tamari muttered in her heart, frowning slightly. But her abnormal behavior was noticed by Konkuro. Hey, you still don't admit it, Tamari, you clearly have fallen in love with Mr. Bai Yu.
Asshole, stop talking nonsense. Tamari didn't know whether she was embarrassed or annoyed, her face turned red.
Jun Bai Yu, you are indeed here. At this time, Naruto ran up to Bai Yu with a smile. Sasuke told him before, Bai Yu would probably come back during Chunon's exam, but Naruto kept it in mind. In the past few days, he has been guarding near the entrance of the village. Unexpectedly, Bai Yu really came, but soon, the smile on Naruto's face solidified. He looked at the San Shinobi forehead protector on Bai Yu's head and said in shock, Mr. Bai Yu, what's wrong with you?
0.62. You are sweating profusely, Lao Deng. 2 in 1. Naruto, it's hard to explain this to you. You should ask Kakashi-senpai later.
Bai Yu patted Naruto's shoulder to express comfort. No, I want you to tell me clearly now, Mr. Bai Yu, why are you wearing San Shinobi's forehead protector? Naruto was very emotional. His childhood was unfortunate, but he still loved this land and dreamed of becoming a Hokage. Now, one of the few Bai Yu who he considered a friend has betrayed Konoha, which he cannot accept. Hey kid, what are you yelling at our San Shinobi ninjas? Konkuro said unkindly. Get out of here, or I'll make you look good. Asshole. What's wrong with you here? Naruto rolled up his sleeves, gritted his teeth, tears flashing in his eyes, and was about to go up and fight Konkuro.
Never mind. Bai Yu stood between the two of them and looked at Naruto. Go and call Sasuke and little Sakura over. I'll tell you about this together so that you won't have to face the two of them later. 1.
Bai Yu smiled bitterly. He knew that if he didn't explain clearly, Naruto would definitely be pestered to no end. Just tell them all. Okay, wait for me. Naruto nodded heavily, turned around and ran quickly to find little Sakura Sasuke. Naruto, Uzumaki Naruto, Minato's son, has grown so big, Tsunade said. Yes, the children have grown up and you have grown old. You bastard. In the woods, little Sakura stood at a loss. Naruto was dressed shabbily in anger. Sasuke was sitting on a big rock, extremely calm, as if he had seen through everything. That's probably what happened. If I stay in Konoha, what's waiting for me is death or being controlled.
Bai Yu spread his hands. So Naruto, do you think I should leave, or stay in Konoha and wait to die? But. You can. Naruto took a few deep breaths quickly, trying to find an excuse to refute Bai Yu.
But in the end, I just squatted on the ground and cried inconspicuously. After listening to Bai Yu's words, Naruto felt that he had done nothing wrong. But it is a fact that Bai Yu left and betrayed Konoha. Very confused, Naruto didn't know whether Bai Yu was right or wrong. I didn't expect third generation Sama and the others to be like this. Is the village so dark? A gust of wind blew, and little Sakura felt cold. Inexplicably chilly. Bai Yu-kun, I think you did the right thing. Little Sakura said. If you don't escape, why don't you stay in Konoha and wait to die? It's third generation Sama who went too far. Mr. Bai Yu, I also think you did the right thing, but you were too kind. Sasuke sneered. Konoha has failed you so much, before you leave, you should take revenge. If you can't kill Hokage, you can't kill him, his silly little grandson? Sasuke's thoughts are obviously a bit extreme. Not only did he think Bai Yu was right. I also think he is too kind. He didn't even think about taking revenge. Thank you for your understanding. Okay, I've finished telling my story. If you don't believe it, you can go to Senior Kakashi to verify it. Now, I'm going to go find my companions. Companion. Upon hearing these two words, Naruto raised his head suddenly. Jun Bai Yu, are we still companions? Certainly. Bai Yu smiled, as gentle as ever. After Bai Yu left, a figure walked over from behind Sasuke and others, and put his hand on Naruto's shoulder. Okay, little devil, stop crying like a feudal man. Bai Yu is the same as you, too. A poor guy who was tricked by the third generation. You are Mr. Bai Yu's new companion? Naruto turned his head and looked at Temari with a frown. Yes, it's Temari. Because she is also very curious about who the companions as powerful as Bai Yu-jun are. Asshole, you stinky woman from San Shinobi, don't insult my grandpa Hokage. When did he ever plot against me? Naruto himself felt a little guilty when he said this. After all, he just knew that Mr. Bai Yu had been plotted by third generation. Huh, when? Temari chuckled and said, I, a newcomer from outside the village, already know this. As soon as I entered the village and you came out, I saw many Konoha residents and children pointing at you. Tell me what kind of evil fox you are. Suna. My companion recognized your origin, the son of the fourth Hokage, right? Demon fox. Who doesn't know that Nine Tails, one of the nine-tailed beasts, is a fox? Then you are obviously Nine Tails Jinchuriki. The fate of Jinchuriki is tragic, but as the son of a hero who sacrificed his life to protect the village, he was despised by the people in the village and called a demon fox. Isn't it the third Hokage's plan to exclude these things? Can the son of a hero not be ostracized? No, just look at Gaara. He is also the son of fourth Kazekage, isn't he still feared by everyone and disliked by dogs in the village? Temari is simply provoking a conflict between Nine Tails Jinchuriki and Sarutobi Hiruzen. I am the son of Master Fourth Hokage? Naruto was confused. I was so confused that I forgot to refute that stinky woman, Temari. What? Temari covered her mouth and snickered. You don't even know your own life experience, so you have been a demon fox for more than 10 years inexplicably. Haha, this lady is laughing so hard. Temari laughed and left the forest. She knew that too much contact with Nine Tails Jinchuriki would definitely cause trouble for Konoha. Anyway, her goal of alienation has been achieved, and there is no need to stay here anymore. Naruto, you are actually the son of Lord Fourth Hokage? This part-time job. That woman can't talk nonsense, right? Little Sakura looked shocked. It seems true. Sasuke said calmly. Sure enough, all this is Sarutobi Hiruzen's plan. Naruto, if your identity was exposed earlier, the people in the village would not care for the sake of fourth generation Sama. I'll neglect you for so many years. I just can't figure it out. Why would Mr. Third Generation hide Naruto's life experience? This is so unfair to him, little Sakura said angrily.
As a peer of her own age, little Sakura knows Naruto's experiences best.
In Konoha, that's a pet peeve. When she was 4 or 5 years old, little Sakura's parents didn't allow her to have contact with Naruto, saying that he was some kind of demon fox. Little Sakura didn't know what the demon fox meant, but everyone called it that, so she just followed suit. It's what everyone else says. As for why he was called demon fox, no one mentioned it and no one went into it. Haha, isn't this simple? Sasuke sneered and said, Naruto is the son of the fourth generation. Just look at how the cage of Konoha Kyodai or the cage of the other 4 great ninja villages came to be. It is either passed down from father to son, or from brother to brother, or from master to apprentice. Naruto is a strong candidate for the 5th generation in the future. He has the fine blood of the 4th generation, and he is Nine Tails Jinchuriki. One day, he can completely master the power of Nine Tails, then. After hearing this, little Sakura's thoughts gradually became clearer. A powerful ninja may not be able to become a Hokage, but a person who is rejected by all the villagers cannot be a Hokage no matter how strong he is, little Sakura asked. That's right. Sasuke nodded. Naruto's reputation has been ruined by the third generation, or has been ruined since he was a child. How can such a Naruto compete with his son Sarutobi Asuma? As for the legendary Sannin, the disciples of the third generation, one defected and the other two have not returned to the village for decades. No one can compete with Asuma anymore. Little Sakura was talking to Sasuke, and Naruto was so confused. Naruto roared twice and ran out crying. He collapsed. His view of cognition was overturned. Sarutobi Hiruzen's image of a kindly grandfather is gradually crumbling. Hokage office building. At this moment, Sarutobi Hiruzen's old danger is revealed. He had just sent off the fourth cage. Now in front of him were Might Guy and Kakashi, who looked ashamed. Konoha's face has been completely lost by you, third generation said coldly. Kakashi, how can you shoot Guy for such a thing? You don't know that even Danzo. The last few words were swallowed hard by Sarutobi Hiruzen, because he was afraid of breaking Might Guy's heart. What he wants to say is, Guy is such an unreliable joke that he won't even touch Danzo's roots. In the early years, Might Guy wanted to join Anbu, but was rejected. He wanted to join Roots, but was rejected by Danzo. With the 8 inner gates, he is full of firepower. Even if he only reaches the 7th gate, he is an absolutely cage-level existence. Danzo can refuse a strong cage-level person to join the Root, so you can imagine how worried he is about Guy. Danzo's original words were, your heart is not dark enough. In fact, what he wants to say is, your IQ is not enough. I'm sorry, third generation Sama, Okay, stop talking. Sarutobi Hiruzen frowned and said, Guy, you have to change your habit of saying the names of moves when fighting. I understand, third generation Sama. Roar. At this moment, a beast roar resounded across the sky. Several people quickly looked out the window and saw several red chakra light pillars shooting straight into the sky. No, it's Nine Tails chakra. The 9 tails in Naruto's body went berserk. Third generation disappeared in a flash. Kakashi and Might Guy saw this and hurried over. Ichiraku Ramen. Bai Yu was reminiscing with Miss Calamus when he suddenly glanced in the direction of the forest. Did you do it? Bai Yu glanced at Tamari. Yes, I'm sorry, Mr. Bai Yu. Tamari said in fear, I just can't stand it. I just chatted with Naruto for a few words, but I didn't know that he would. Sweating profusely. Even Konkuro on the side swallowed his saliva. Mr. Bai Yu wouldn't be so angry that he would just kill a few of his brothers, right? It's not impossible, forget it, I won't do it next time. Bai Yu's slightly frowned brows softened. Naruto and the others are all my friends, don't bother with their ideas in the future. Yes, I remember Mr. Bai Yu. Tamari quickly expressed her stance. She was frightened and at the same time terrified. Although Bai Yu just did not show any dangerous aura. By the way kid, where's the snake? Where did you let him go? Tsunade asked while eating ramen. My shadow clone took him back to San Shinobi to do experiments related to artificial intelligence. Orochimaru is a good material and cannot be wasted. 17. Bai Yu left a large number of shadow clone in San Shinobi.
Although his body is no longer here, the research and development process will not be left behind. Isn't Orochimaru eager to pursue immortality? It seems that he will become a ninja instead. The first existence in the world to be immortalized by ideology. Then will he lose his freedom from now on? In a sense yes, but no. Bai Yu said with a smile. He will be able to swim in the ocean of endless computer data. He can simulate all scenarios and create whatever he wants. Simply put, as long as he wants, he can create whatever he wants. It's like entering the world of infinite Tsukuyomi. Quote. What does infinite Tsukuyomi mean? Well, this is an idea of Uchiha Madara. It's normal that you haven't heard of it. Can you tell me about it? Sure. Senju Tobirama. Such a hateful and sinister plan. An attempt to drag the entire ninja world into an illusion. Uchiha is really born evil. Uchiha Izuna. Brother, you can do it. This idea is great, and it is also world peace in a sense. Idiot second generation, who do you think is evil? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Senju Hashirama. Madara, is what Bai Yu said true? Close black lens bracket. Nohara Rin. Is Obito really not dead? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Yahiko. Nagato is still alive, and in my appearance, Nagato. Ghost Lantern Wanyu. By the way, how does the group leader know so much? Close black lens bracket. First Tsuchikage. You also said that Bai Yu is the group leader. As such a mysterious chat group leader, it is normal to have some secrets that we don't know. Close black lens bracket. Uzumaki Kushina. That makes sense. Close black lens bracket. Nohara Lin. That guy Madara is obviously using Obito. Bai Yu group leader, can you help Obito? Although, I don't have any powerful abilities to reward him. Closing parenthesis. Opening square bracket comma closing square bracket. Watching the barrages flashing one after another in the chat group, Uchiha Madara was sweating profusely. Is my great plan exposed in front of everyone like this? He originally wanted to explain something, but it seemed that no matter how he tried to explain it, no one would believe it. Bastard. Bai Yu is a bastard. Madara gritted her teeth with hatred. Years of planning were ruined in one day. 63. It's so hot. Go to Boruto to cool down. 2 in 1. Boy Bai Yu, where did you go a while ago? All the sake you gave me was sold out, and the guests were all clamoring for it. The old man said with a smile. He also saw the Sand Shinobi forehead protector on Bai Yu's head. It's just that as a civilian, he doesn't understand and doesn't want to pay attention to too many things among ninjas. In his eyes, Bai Yu is still just the boy who likes his daughter. The ninja world also did not say that intermarriage between different ninja villages was not allowed. As long as my daughter likes it, does it make any difference whether the son-in-law is from Konoha or Sand Shinobi? What's more, the Kingdom of Wind and the Kingdom of Fire are still allies. I haven't forgotten this, uncle. Bai Yu handed over a piece of paper. This is the method of making sake. You can make and sell it yourself in the future. As for the share, it will be divided according to the previous 50-50 ratio. Quote. Haha, okay, now the villagers of Konoha are happy. Old man, I have been deceiving you for a long time. Uncle Handmaid put the formula away as if it were a treasure. Immediately, there was no further delay in the communication between the young people, and they went to work on their own. Miss Iris, let me introduce to you, these are the new friends I met at Sand Shinobi, Konkuro, Temari, Gaara. As for this one. Bai Yu pointed at Tsunade. Her name is Okamoto Ruta. Tsunade. Hateful. Tsunade gritted his teeth and wanted to pinch Bai Yu's waist hard. But when I saw the protruding, dead bone pulse, I had to retract my hand angrily. Hello everyone. Calamus smiled gently at the others. Temari and others responded politely. Even Gaara said hello for Bai Yu's sake. This surprised Konkuro and Temari. My younger brother actually knows how to ask others. This unprecedented first time is all the result of Mr. Bai Yu. Roots. In the dark room, Danzo was arranging tasks one after another for his subordinates. Danzo-sama, Nine-Tails Jinchuriki went berserk. New. Danzo nodded lightly and didn't take it to heart. Because he knows. Sarutobi Hiruzen will naturally handle this troublesome matter. He is the root of Konoha and is mainly responsible for some shady things. I didn't expect that little guy Bai Yu would really dare to come to Konoha. How confident is he? Danzo snorted coldly. Do you really think that a mere Kazekage or a Sand Shinobi can protect him? Lord Danzo, what are your orders? Not urgent. Danzo said. Nothing can happen to Bai Yu while he is in Konoha. After he leaves Konoha. On the street, Bai Yu was leading Temari and others for a stroll. Temari sighed with emotion. The geographical environment of Konoha is excellent. To be precise, the geographical environment of the Kingdom of Wind is good. How great would it be if the people of the Kingdom of Wind could live in such a comfortable land? Most of the land in the Kingdom of Wind is desert. Materials are scarce and the people are barren. Especially compared to the Fire Nation. The gap between them is too big. Temari, this is one of the reasons why we in the Kingdom of Wind have been fighting for years. Who doesn't yearn for a better apprentice? Konkuro smiled bitterly. Hey, 3-color meatballs. Buy a few skewers. Gaara, do you want to eat them? Temari asked. Gaara shook his head. Where are you, Mr. Bai Yu? I just finished eating, and I don't have the appetite to eat anything else. Well, if everyone doesn't want it, then I'll do it myself. A girl's appetite is sometimes a mystery. After eating 2 large bowls of ramen, one can still eat 3-color meatballs. Well, I'm so satisfied. Temari took a bunch of meatballs in one hand and said while eating, we should submit the application form, right? Pipe question mark quote. With that said, several people headed to the building. Might Guy's apprentice Xiao Li still pretends to be a staff member of Konoha. However, Sasuke, Sakura, Naruto, etc. are not here. Because Nine-Tails went berserk inside Naruto, little Sakura and Sasuke were delayed because of Naruto. Therefore, the people who exposed Xiao Li became Konkuro and Temari. And after Xiao Li was discovered, I just heard your companion say, are you Temari? My name is Rock Lee, and I will protect you to the death. Xiao Li glanced at Temari, showed a big white fang and gave a thumbs up. Although not the same person, at the same time and at the same place, Xiao Li fell in love with another woman. Temari, hey, you guy with thick eyebrows are too straightforward, aren't you? But I have someone I like, so you'd better give up and let's go. Temari casually found an excuse to refuse, and with that, the others left together. But how could Xiao Li be willing to do so? Hey, wait. Xiao Li glanced at several people, and finally locked his eyes on Bai Yu. The person Miss Temari said she likes should be you, right? How about we compete now? Haha, you dare to underestimate me. Leaf Hurricane. Oh, you're quite capable. You were able to block one of my legs. I underestimated you. Drink. Upstairs. Hyuga Neji and Tiantian looked at each other. Tiantian, what is Xiao Li so crazy about? Why are you talking to yourself in the air and punching and kicking him? Neji rolled his eyes, feeling extremely embarrassed. I don't know about him. Tiantian curled her lips and didn't take it seriously. After all, Shaoli has always been a bit neurotic in their opinion. No, he is under an illusion. Sunagaker, Institute. Seeing a large number of clones performing their respective duties, as well as a variety of research equipment that he had never seen before, Orochimaru's vertical pupils shone with shock. It's so incredible. Unexpectedly, Bai Yu, like me, is also a person who loves research and is fascinated by immortality. Yes, Bai Yu released his control. Because even if it's just his own clone, Orochimaru can't compete with it. Furthermore, he had planted the Flying Thunder God mark in advance, so he could come back at any time if there was any accident. Mr. Bai Yu, I admire your ideal country very much, but what I am more interested in is the immortality of artificial intelligence. I wonder if I am lucky enough to be your first test subject. Orochimaru changed his attitude. To be precise, it was also appointed. He knew that there was no way he could be a match for Bai Yu who had Sharingan. This institute also made him feel the aura of wood style. It is not difficult to judge from the tip of these icebergs that Bai Yu is far more powerful than he imagined. But what really made him give up his struggle was the temptation of eternal life. I can live forever in the computer. If I want to appear in this world, can I also use those armors as media containers? Smart. 21. Bai Yu's clone nodded. This is indeed possible. Orochimaru, have you really decided? Yes, Mr. Bai Yu. Shall we start now? No, a lot of equipment is still under development, and everything is not ready yet. The artificial intelligence stage cannot be carried out so quickly. Konoha. Boom. Hyuga Neji waved his palm, and the chakra in Rock Lee's body was instantly disrupted. The whole person immediately woke up. What's wrong with me? Xiao Li looked at his two companions in confusion. You have just been controlled by illusion. Try it. Can you recall anything? Tiantian said. Just now. Xiao Li frowned. I just challenged the guy named Bai Yu, and then I saw a pair of scarlet eyes, and then. Scarlet eyes, Sharingan. Hyuga Neji's expression suddenly became solemn. The only survivor of the Uchiha clan is Sasuke. Is Bai Yu also a member of Uchiha? It seems that this matter needs to be reported to Teacher Guy. The matter was so serious that Hyuga Neji did not dare to delay and quickly went to Might Guy to report it. Indoor. Although there is no rhythm master Yakushi Kabuto to set the rhythm this time, how can the young ninjas from all over the world stay quiet? After a while, the ninjas from several small ninja villages started to conflict. Hey, Tamari, you just said you have someone you like, who is it? Konkuro asked jokingly while watching the excitement. Asshole, it's you, just like you. Tamari said speechlessly. Tamari, we are family members, don't watch this kind of ethical joke. Screw you. Bang. At this moment, a white mist flashed past. Morino Ihiki and the examiners arrived. Little guys, are you tired of waiting? My name is Morino Ihiki, and I am the invigilator for the first session of the Chunin selection exam. Morino Ihiki showed his majesty and warned the troublemaking brats. The whole room fell silent instantly. Then, he announced the exam rules and the first exam officially began. After the test papers were handed out, the ninjas showed off their skills like the 8 immortals crossing the sea. Bai Yu glanced at it. With the experience of countless people, doing these questions is simply child's play. While scribbling down answers on the test paper, I chatted with my seniors in the chat group. Bai Yu. Everyone, don't worry, Madara's conspiracy will not succeed. I will take care of his subordinates one by one when I have time. Close black lens bracket. Bai Yu's words gave many seniors a reassurance. The seniors now know all the components of Madara's plan. They also knew about the Rinnegan and other abilities of the leader of the Akatsuki organization, but in their opinion, even the Rinnegan could not be the opponent of the current Bai Yu. Senju Hashirama. Fortunately for you, Bai Yu boy, otherwise we would still have been kept in the dark by Madara. Close black lens bracket. Uchiha Madara. I admit defeat, but Bai Yu, can you tell me how you learned about this plan? At your age, you shouldn't. Close black lens bracket. In Luo Sha's eyes, Bai Yu is the lord of the Pure Land world, but the seniors in the chat group know Bai Yu's background very well. That guy was just a kid with mediocre talent from the beginning. Bai Yu. If I said that I am not from this world, would you believe it? Close black lens bracket. Bai Yu smiled. At this point, he has mastered all the abilities he should acquire, and there is nothing to worry about. In today's ninja world, no one can pose any threat to him anymore. Uchiha Madara. Not from this world. I believe you, but can you be more specific? Close black lens bracket. Bai Yu. I come from a place called Blue Star. Your stories have been shown in a form similar to movies and TV series. In other words, I know most of what happens in your world in the future. At the same time, I also get to know each of your personalities, as well as many. There are many secrets that you don't know, including your plan Madara. Bai Yu tried his best to explain it in a way that seniors can understand. A long while, the seniors who digested this information sighed repeatedly. Senju Tobirama. No wonder you kid has no sense of belonging to Konoha and has no bond with anyone. It turns out that you are not from our world. Ah, close black lens bracket. Jinjiao. No wonder. No wonder. Silver Horn. I asked how a child could have such a deep scheming mind. It turns out that his soul is that of an adult, then all this can be explained. Close black lens bracket. Ghost lantern phantom moon. So, Bai Yu can't be considered a person from Konoha at all. Close black lens bracket. Uzumaki Kushina. This is really shocking, I couldn't believe it for a while. Bai Yu. Whether you believe it or not, what I tell you is the truth, and there is no need to lie to you. Close black lens bracket. Uchiha Izuna. I believe you Bai Yu. By the way, can you tell us what the future of our ninja world looks like in your world? P.I. Bai Yu. Yes, but it's a long story. Please don't speak and just watch me typing quietly. Close black lens bracket. As he spoke, Bai Yu sorted out the language and retweeted Hokage's original story from beginning to end. I wrote it until the finale of Shippuden. His hand speed is very fast, and his active thinking has long been far beyond that of ordinary people. The first session of the Chunin exam had just ended with Naruto's passionate speech, and his story had also been told. Everyone in the group watching was amazed and shocked. Open black lens bracket Uzumaki Kushina. So, if Bai Yu-kun hadn't traveled through your time, it would have been my son and Makoto's son who saved the world in the end. Close black lens bracket. Namikaze Minato. No, Kushina, that is the result of everyone's joint efforts, and every ninja has a contribution. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Uchiha Makoto. Then, can everyone live a safe and happy life? Close black lens bracket. Bai Yu. Haha, no, don't get excited, don't be so excited. This is just part of Shippuden. There will be a Boruto spin later. When I finish talking about the Boruto spin, your blood will go cold. 64. Putting aside the fact, Naruto also wants to defect 2 in 1. Second Tsuchikage. Sure enough, after the peak, there will be another decline. Close black lens bracket. Ghost Lantern Moon. Well, the reincarnation of Naruto and Sasuke, the sons of immortals, brought short-term peace to the world, making it normal for the younger generations to be weak and take things for granted because they had not experienced the hardships of blood and fire. Close black lens bracket. Uzumaki Kushina. Actually, isn't this what we want to see? We fight and shed blood and sacrifice for our homeland so that our descendants can grow up without worries. But we didn't expect that there is something else, the Otsutsuki clan, that keeps coming to cause destruction. Close black lens bracket. Jinzhou. The group leader said that we in that world had to unite because of Madara's conspiracy, but now, Madara's plan cannot be implemented, and even Bai Yu will become, in another sense, Madara. I'm afraid what I will face in the future is the 5 Ninja Village Alliance. Close black lens bracket. Ginkaku. That shouldn't be the case, brother. At least Konoha, after Tsunade becomes the 5th generation, will fully support Bai Yu. Sand Shinobi's Cage is also fully supporting, and the other 3 ninjas if the village knew Bai Yu's plan, they might not remain stubborn. Close black lens bracket. Third Raikage. It's hard to say. If that guy I knew that Bai Yu wanted robots to rule humans, I don't know what his reaction would be. To be honest, at the beginning, I also felt that it was a bit unrealistic. Close black lens bracket. Sarutobi Lake Biwa. When the group leader's robot comes out, it may change everyone's views. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Senju Tobirama. Close black lens bracket. Senju Hashirama. Boy Bai Yu is very powerful now, but I don't know if he can defeat so many people from the Otsutsuki clan. Close black lens bracket. Uzumaki Mito. Well, Hashirama, you don't have to worry, that little guy will only get stronger. Close black lens bracket. Opening square bracket, closing square bracket. The seniors in the group became worried about the future trend and situation and kept discussing. On Bai Yu's side, they have arrived at the Forest of Death. Mitarashi Anko is announcing the rules. Bai Yu looked at the participating ninjas. There are many new faces here. Although he didn't show any aura, he still couldn't hide Bai Yu's keenness. He could see that there were at least 3 teams of very powerful ninjas, all composed of Genin. It was probably used by Sarutobi Hiruzen to snipe himself, right? Here, let me give you a suggestion. That 473 is, don't die. Okay, the battle for the scroll begins now, I wish you good luck. Hokage office. The solemn atmosphere is spreading. The brows on Sarutobi Hiruzen's cloudy eyes were almost twisted into knots. Bai Yu, does he really own Sharingan? Your subordinates must have seen it wrong, right? Uchiha genocide is a fact. It is also true that the only survivor is Itachi. The first thing that can be ruled out is that Bai Yu can never be a ninja of the Uchiha clan. So where did the eyes on him come from? Even if he takes it away, he still has to have someone to take it from him. Got it from Uchiha Itachi. Sarutobi Hiruzen doesn't believe Bai Yu has that strength. Shaoli should not be mistaken, Mr. Third Generation. Guy said solemnly. I have a guess. Oh, tell me. Third Generation came interested. They are all fools who will gain something after all their worries. Maybe Might Guy has some unique insights. The people of the Uchiha clan have violent personalities, and most of them are not kind people. It is very likely that a certain Uchiha violated Bai Yu and his mother after being drunk, which led to. And Bai Yu's blood successor did not wake up in the early years. Recently, we just woke up, so we didn't know it before. This. Senju Tobirama was stunned. Although Might Guy's statement is ridiculous, it does not rule out this possibility. And judging from the current situation, this possibility is the greatest. Forget it, let's investigate this matter slowly in the future. It's the second Chunin exam now, and I need you to keep an eye on it, Guy. Don't let those guys from San Shinobi get too messy. Senju Tobirama waved his hand and Guy left. He also continued to think about other things. As for Bai Yu's Sharingan. To be honest, I didn't pay much attention to it. Again, having a Sharingan doesn't mean you are invincible. Just look at Sasuke and you will know. The strong are strong, but their strength is limited. For the existence of the third generation, it does not pose any threat. In the forest of death. Naruto, cheer me up. It's not like your BCCB style to be depressed. Bang. Little Sakura gave Naruto a shudder. Ever since Naruto learned about his life experience and the darkness of the third generation, he couldn't muster any energy. It's like he has completely changed. It's scary. How did little Sakura know how cruel it would be for a child to have her worldview collapse? Okay. Be quiet. Sasuke put his hands in his pockets and said calmly while walking in the forest of death, give Naruto some time to digest. But, stop it Sakura-chan, you don't understand Naruto. Profound. Little Sakura curled her lips in grievance, Sasuke, for scolding her for Naruto, it's simply disgusting. Sasuke, I also want to leave Konoha. At this time, Naruto suddenly said. What? Sasuke was stunned. What did you say? I said, I also want to leave Konoha. Naruto smiled bitterly. The light in his heart is actually maintained by only a few people. Senju Tobirama's image of a kindly grandfather. Iruka's mentor image. These are cardiotonic. Even though Naruto was in darkness, he felt before that there were still people who cared about him and loved him. But what now? The truth is revealed. Senju Tobirama hid his identity from the people of Konoha village in order to pave the way for his son Asuma. To protect yourself. How can it be? Even young ninjas like Tamari know that Nine Tails is a fox. I have been called by the demon fox all day long, and anyone who is interested can immediately guess that I am Nine Tails Jinchuriki. What does third generation protect? And Iruka? He may be a good teacher, but he must also know his own life experience, right? Why didn't he tell himself? Is there any difficulty, or? The only light left in my heart disappeared. Naruto was completely disappointed with Konoha. Since even Grandpa third generation's love for him has a purpose, is there any need to stay in Konoha? This is completely different from the situation in the original work. Because order is important. In the original book, when Naruto knew his identity, he not only grew in strength, but also in his heart, and his bond with Konoha became deeper and deeper. In addition, the third generation was dead at that time, and everything returned to dust to dust. But now, the situation is naturally completely different. Okay, that's a good idea. I support you. Sasuke smiled faintly and said, where do you plan to go after leaving Konoha? Go to San Shinobi to find Mr. Bai Yu. Naruto sighed. He said that he still regarded me as his companion. It's good, you two share the same problem. You were both betrayed by Konoha. Sasuke, what about you? Maybe one day, I will leave too. The two of them were talking to each other, the tone was very plain, but the content was very exciting, which made little Sakura stupid. Hey, what are you two talking about? You are obviously fine, why are you suddenly leaving Konoha? Little Sakura is stupid. Naruto was so sad and disappointed that it was understandable that he said some depressing words. Why did Sasuke-kun join in the fun? Sasuke, why did you? Little Sakura, you have seen it too. Sasuke shrugged. Even the son of the fourth Hokage who sacrificed his life to save the village could only end up like this. Do you think those high-level officials in Konoha treat me as an evil Uchiha? Will there be a better ending in the future? But, then you can't. Sasuke-kun, please calm down and put aside the facts. Little Sakura panicked. She really doesn't want Sasuke to leave. Sasuke has long since become her world. Apart from the facts, what nonsense are you talking about? Sasuke gave her a disgusted look. Did this woman really not refute what she said? She even ignored the facts. So Sasuke, if you want to leave in the future, where do you plan to go? Naruto suddenly became energetic. It was as if I had found a patient friend. Start discussing the condition. Come with you, let's go to Mr. Bai Yu together. He is a natural ninja, a true genius. He has almost instinctive combat experience and masters thousands of ninjutsu. Besides practicing, he can also fight with him. Let's learn from each other. The main thing is that I have nowhere to go. If I go to other ninja villages, they may not be able to accept me, and they may even covet my eyes. As for Bai Yu-kun, Naruto, have you seen that the three Kage children seem to follow Bai Yu's lead? Obviously Bai Yu's status in San Shinobi is not low, and he is doing well, so he should be enough to protect us. Sasuke's analysis makes sense. To put it bluntly, it means multiple friends and multiple paths. Going to Bai Yu is the best choice. I can ask him about ninjutsu and training. I can spar with him. Can be covered by him. Is there any better place than San Shinobi? Crazy. You're all crazy. You're all crazy. Seeing the two people hitting it off, little Sakura murmured, feeling a little lost. She didn't expect things to turn out like this. My companions are all going to die. No, I have to tell Mr. Kakashi and Master Hokage that Sasuke cannot be allowed to leave Konoha. Little Sakura has made up her mind. She couldn't lose Sasuke. I don't want to lose my companions either. Sasuke, Naruto, my stomach hurts a little, I need to go and relieve myself. I think you want to tell the truth. Sasuke turned his head suddenly, scarlet Sharingan turning in his eyes. It is a very reasonable thing to die in the forest of death and in the battle for the scroll. Who made you so weak? A kunai appeared in front of little Sakura's heart. But was caught by Naruto. Sasuke, even if we have to leave, there is no need to kill innocent people, right? Don't you have Sharingan who knows genjutsu? Just control little Sakura, why do you want to kill her? Naruto couldn't bear it anymore. He still loves little Sakura and cannot be as cold as Sasuke. Naruto, you are too soft-hearted. This kind of troublesome guy may ruin our affairs. My Sharingan's power is limited and I can't control her for a long time. I'd better kill her cleanly, otherwise you and I will have to go ahead. Facing Konoha's pursuit, rebelling as a ninja is not that easy. No, I still don't agree with you killing little Sakura. Trouble. Sasuke snorted lightly, eh? He ducked in front of little Sakura, and under her disbelieving gaze, he knocked her out. Then let's do this first. Before the second exam is over, knock her out every time she wakes up. After the second exam is over, we will find Bai Yu-kun and find a way to leave Konoha. Good. The other end. Mr. Bai Yu, what do you think is in this scroll? Why aren't you allowed to open it? Tamari looked at the scroll in his hand curiously. Would you know if you open it and try it? Hey, I won't try. Sister, you've been talking a lot lately. I remember you weren't such a talkative person before. I want you to take care of it. The siblings bickered every day. It's good to be young, the little girl said with great energy. Tsunade glanced at Tamari enviously, then looked at Bai Yu. Kid, you really don't have any ideas at all. This one looks like he is rushing to chase you. Don't tell me that you don't have time. If you have to do research and development, your shadow clone can handle that kind of thing. Quote. In the face of a beautiful woman, if you say you have no ideas at all, it must be false. I am not a saint, and I have no physical defects. Bai Yu said with a smile. It depends on fate. Let's talk about it when we arrive, otherwise it will always feel a bit abrupt. Quote. Bai Yu did not lower his voice deliberately. Although the tone was very calm, Temari's heart palpitated when she heard this. It seems that I have a chance. Mr. Bai Yu may just think that the two of them are still too young now and the time has not come yet, right? While I was getting excited, I saw groups of small black bugs floating towards everyone. The secret technique of the Aburame family. Is it the junior of the Aburame family? Tsunade raised his eyebrows and punched, and the huge shock wave destroyed the insect swarm. It's not Shino. Bai Yu shook his head. Their team is very strict and will not easily attack a team like ours that is difficult to deal with at first glance. As expected, Tsunade looked at the insect that had climbed up on the back of his hand and chuckled. It's a master.